Hi guys. Can how you doing? I want to make sure everyone could hear me. If they could see my screen, give me a one if you can see my screen. Great, good, good. All right, David Keys is here. Good to see you, David. Susie Black, Victoria, Steve Ramsey. All right, fantastic, fantastic. We got a bunch of people coming on in. So what we're going to be doing this week is we're continuing with Video Madness. And of course, like always, I have my co host, Gregory Ortiz. Gregory, are you there?
Hey Joe, how's it going? Hey everyone, how are you? Thanks for having me again.
Hey, thanks for coming on, Gregory.
Thanks for not being tired of me always being here on your webinars. I
Oh,
appreciate it.
no, no. You make things right on. So. Oh, so that's great. All right, good, good. So we got some people still piling in. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna go through some stuff with off-page SEO for videos, and then we're gonna get into questions, and we'll get into some hot seats and everything else. So let me do this before we start getting into this. Um, I want everyone to give me a hashtag just to get started here. I want people just to know that we're up, we're getting started. So just give me a hashtag video madness, or you can do hashtag Ortiz for president, or whatever you want, just some kind of hashtag, so that people know that we're kind of up, we're live, and we're going here. So see if we can get a few of those going. So I see me and Greg put one in, and there we go. We got some coming on. Let me get rid of this. All right, so here, let me get this up and going. My slides that I hope you guys aren't tired of, because I've been going over them for the past three webinars. But what I'm doing today is I'm just kind of trying to. This will be probably the last webinar I'm going to do on this video madness stuff. So if you guys have questions about anything I went over the past couple of weeks, this is the webinar for you guys to talk about it or ask me about it. And what I'm going to do is we went over last week on page factors. This week I'm going to go in. I'm going to talk a little bit more about off-page factors for YouTube video, Vimeo video, or any kind of video that you want to rank. So we know what we have to do. Once we upload the video and get all that set. Now, like I tell everybody, because I get messages all the time. I ran my video through Wirecast, but hey, it's not number one. Well, of course it's not number one. It's not always going to show up number one. It's not always going to depending on the keyword. So what do I do now? Now how do I move it? How do I move the needle? And one of the things I talked about a couple weeks ago is where I talked about search views. And if you think about it in a logical progression, everything with SEO, everything with marketing, everything you do, you have to think like a natural progression, or how would it normally happen? Well, normally you would put a video up. If you put a video up, would your video automatically be getting links with no views? That doesn't make any kind of sense, right? Or even social shares. I mean, people have to watch your video to share it. You want the video to have like a viral content. So the very first thing you need is views, and you don't need thousands of views, especially if it's a local business. I mean, if you're going after maybe an affiliate niche, that's something different. But if you're doing something for a local client, a lot of times you only need just a few views to kind of get the ball rolling. And I went through a couple of products. There's actually one thing here that I'm going to be taking off. Um, and I'm actually making new training. I'm going to make new training on this. Is Money Robot. And the problem is I've used Money Robot for a long time, and lately I just been having some issues with it, with its submissions. I don't know what's going on, but it still works, and it's still embeds and it still builds blogs, but it's not as efficient as it used to be. So I'm gonna be going in and using. I tested out a couple of other Web 2.0 builders, and I'll be putting something out on that in the next couple of weeks. But as far as and the reason why that's Money Robots up here in search views is they do have like some kind of view thing where you can stick your video in and it'll get views. It'll raise the views. But I mean, what we really want on our videos is we want natural views, right? We want real views, natural views, not bot views. That's where there's two real winners in my opinion. There's PandaBot. PandaBot is free, and then there's CrowdSearch.me. CrowdSearch.me, if you get it, you look at it, it's really self-explanatory. What you want to remember is, dude, just do what looks natural. If you have a roofing video, don't, is having, 500 views and 100 likes, you want to do it within reason, right? You don't want to go overboard right off the bat. Either, start doing some views, and even if you start building it up a little bit over time. Let me ask you now that we have you on, does anyone have any questions on any of this, on any of the search views, or on PandaBot, how to use that, or anything else? Because I know I've gotten some messages on that in my Facebook group, so in my messenger. So no questions at all. I don't see anything in the question box. So all right, I guess I'll just keep moving on. Next is of course social shares. Because once you get the views and you'll start getting social shares. Now, PandaBot has where if you put in a Twitter, a Facebook, and your own social sites, then it'll actually share. It'll put you in the mix and you'll get some shares on it. You obviously get some from Fiverr. You got to be very careful. Source Market, you got to be very careful. Cybermonks, they do social shares there. So that's pretty safe. But like for social shares, I use PandaBot, or I'll use like Source Market or Cybermonks usually. Jeff Williams says, you mixing direct and random in PandaBot? What do you mean direct? With PandaBot, what I do is, you mean direct, like they have direct views, which I think direct views is right when they're using IPs for that. So I do it where it's all search views. It's not direct views. It's all going to be search views. Fixed or random? Fixed or random what? Just give me a little more on that, what you're asking. Social Monkey. Social Monkey, oh, man, I think that's a pretty old one. I haven't used that in a long time. Greg, are you?
That's actually Colin's company.
Oh, so then maybe it's different than what I used to use then.
Yeah. Social Monkey, from what I know, it's old, and it's Colin's company. I know a lot of people that that were an OMG at the beginning use it a lot. I don't know much more about it other than that, just because, he and I are business partners on some things. I know some of his other businesses, but I just know it's his.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I don't know. I used to use, if it's the same one, I've used that a couple of years ago because it did a bunch of bookmarking and stuff. But I mean, what you want, wherever you can get it, is you want Facebook shares, Twitter shares, Pinterest, social shares, but you want real shares that, and you can find gigs on Source Market, Fiverr, Cybermonks, they do that, I think, also. But whatever you want is you want real social shares. Less shares, but better quality is better, of course, than tons of low quality junky shares. So, that's kind of what you want to do. And you don't have to go overboard with this and go nutso. You just want enough within reason. And then from there, once I have my views rolling, a week later I start the social shares going. Then maybe a week later I'll start doing some embeds. And I always, a lot of times if I can just put them on a high authority PBN, then that's a lot of times enough. That's all I need to do. If you don't have a lot of high authority PBNs, then you would do the multiple Web 2.0s, which here I have, there's something called RankWiz, which a lot of you guys probably know about. It's just, all it is a platform that builds Web 2.0 profiles. There's FCS Networker. I know that a lot of guys really like FCS Networker. I know Stephen Floyd uses it a lot. And it's basically the same thing. It builds Web 2.0 properties that you can tier. So you can build one tier, your top tier, and then you can build a couple tiers under it. All with all these programs, you can do that. Then there's something called Rank Gold. What Rank Gold is, it's a bunch of blogs that are high authority blogs that you can embed your basically embed your video on, and you can use them for like third tier linking. So like if I needed an extra boost, or I needed to build out, say, my second tier, I would use these properties right here. High authority Web 2.0s. Here obviously you can either buy these. You can buy some with some DA on them, and then you could put something on the back end like GSA to link to the Web 2.0, because you can actually have the video on a Web 2.0, like say WordPress, and if you send links to that WordPress site, build the authority of that page that video is on, then what's going to happen is that is going to help move your video up, because the more authority that page builds, the more authority your video gets, and it actually helps that video move. Then we go down here to backlinks, where we have PBNs, obviously, authority Web 2.0s, edu gov. So you can actually get some links from, say, Source Market or Fiverr that are high authority links, and start linking it to your site. And again, here you don't need thousands, you just need a few. So, and even when I do these embeds, I don't go right off the bat 100 embeds. I may do, I'll progress it up, and as I'll just have it progressively go up. So that's it, man. Is any questions on off page stuff? Let me know now, because you're more apt if you ask me here than if you message me. You'll get an answer a lot faster here. So, all right, that's it. And then so Pip says you emailed Christine at info@WordSlick, and she's no response. All right, Pip, I'll message her and ask her about that. I know she's been overwhelmed actually the past couple of weeks, so since I gave her name out, but I'll let me write that down. I'll message her, so I'm sure she'll get back to you. Which automated tools would you recommend in order of preference? For automated, like for videos, for views, it's PandaBot, just because it's easy, it's free. I load it up on my VPS. Next from there would be CrowdSearch.me for views. That's about where I end. I wouldn't. I mean, you can maybe search for Fiverr and find some, but I wouldn't really get them there unless for some reason I really needed it. Then for embeds, right now I've been testing RankWiz and FCS Networker, and then Rank Gold is just easy because Rank Gold doesn't have as many, and it doesn't build Web 2.0s, but it puts your stuff on high authority PBNs, which again I don't use for my site, but I'll use for videos. So that's kind of what I do. I don't use a ton of automated. I will use GSA on the back end to build up a lot of these links, but that's about it. I watched the video on PandaBot, but it didn't have clear instructions. Would you be willing to show us exactly how you use it? Okay, let me ask you this, guys. We have almost 100 people on. Dude, how many people would like me to show PandaBot. Just give me a 1 in the question box. Just give me a 1 if you really want to do it.
1.
But because I don't want to do it if there's a bunch of people that don't want to see it.
1.
What? All right, looks like we only got 4 people in Gregory. So, I don't know.
4 people. I can see the question box, Joe. That's a lot more than 4. Okay.
All right, I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up. Let me get to a couple of these other questions. Do you still use Vajax? No. I don't. I don't use that. I think Gregory uses it for that rash that he has. But other than that,
Yeah, but it doesn't seem to work so well. I don't know what's happening.
No, Vajax was an old. All right, so Vajax's been around for a long time, and I don't use it anymore. And I'll tell you why. Because I was using it, and I was noticing that I was not getting retention on my views, and I was getting a lot of views taken away using it. So I didn't trust it anymore because I don't know what they were doing, how they were getting the views, but however they were doing it, YouTube knew about it. So I quit using it about a year ago. Now that's not to say if they changed it or if people, I mean, you could test it and see for yourself. I just stopped using it because some funky stuff was happening and I didn't want to risk anything. Would you recommend Social Explosion or some social signals or not? Yeah, I would definitely recommend Social Signals. Social Explosion, I mean, I guess if that's one way. I mean, if you're going to use Social Explosion, it needs to be in an RSS feed. And so I don't use Social Explosion for my videos just because it's such a hassle. And it never worked for me for video. But however you can get social signals, that's what you want to do. Okay, so Howard says Money Robot does embeds too. Why not use? And I do, Howard. That's what I was saying in the beginning. I have used Money Robot. I have training on Money Robot. But I've been finding lately a lot of the submissions that they've been doing have been they've been failing or they haven't been going all the way through. So it hasn't been as efficient as I like. So I like to get my stuff as efficient as possible. And so that's why I've been testing a couple other things. So you can use Money Robot, dude. I still have it. I actually have training on it. But in the internet world, in SEO, in all this stuff, things are constantly changing, right? So that's and you got to keep ahead of it. So that's one thing. When something stops working, then you got to look at and see what's working. So I'm kind of transitioning out of Money Robot right now, into something else. A year ago we taught Magic Submitter, or 2 years ago. We don't teach that anymore. It's just because stuff changes all the time. Same with Vajax, So, what is your traffic rank in PB? What is your traffic rank in PB? I don't know what that means, Jeff. How many links?
I think he means in PandaBot. PB is PandaBot, and traffic rank though, I don't know what that is because I haven't used PandaBot yet, which is why I kept saying 1 so I could watch you set it up and do it with you.
All right, I'll show you guys how to do it. Okay, let me see. I'll get back to these. All right, let me do this. Let me bring it up. Hold on, let me bring. It's gonna take me a second. Oh wait a second. I think I'm in here. Let me move this over here. Hold on, guys. Make sure nothing's on my screen. All right. So what I'm going to do is I am going to. All right. Let me pull it up. I just paused my screen real quick because I'm gonna pull it up, and I actually have a dummy account that doesn't have my stuff in it. So hopefully I can go through it. Let's see. Hopefully it lets me go through it. Oh man. And then Gregory, while I'm doing this, if there's any other questions in there, you can
Sure, no problem. All right, let me take a look.
answer.
So FCS Network and Money Robot, are they pretty much the same thing? No. I mean, they do similar things. I mean, just like Joe said, he's moving away from Money Robot. I personally don't like Money Robot, so he's moving away from it as well. FCS Networker I haven't used thoroughly, so I can't really speak too much on it. But from what I know, they do similar things, but not everything is the exact same. No. Let's see what else we got. Do you always use PandaBot on a VPS? Deborah, I can't speak for Joe. For myself, I will. You always use it on a VPS, and that's only because my thinking is the VPS works 24/7. Like, it's not like your computer that you eventually shut down, restart, or leave off for the night. The VPS is running 24/7. So PandaBot runs in the background, so I can have it running in the background 24/7 nonstop. Is that accurate, Joe?
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
I have it on the VPS, because what it actually does now, so to get it for free is you have to download a browser. So what's so in the back end it's gonna keep running through this browser, and hold on a second. And so it's always gonna be running in the background. So I don't like having like that browser on my main computer. So that's why I put on a VPS. Or if you have like an old laptop, you can stick it on there. But it has to be on and running so you can build up credits. Give me 1 second. All right. So
Perfect. All right. What else do we got? When I run FCS, I have a hard time getting stuff indexed. Do you have any tips or tricks to get stuff indexed? Usually, if I have a hard time with 2.0s getting indexed, I just toss them into like an indexer. That's really it.
yeah, and some of them take time to get indexed too.
Yeah, because Google's not crawling the millions of Web 2.0 pages that get created every day. So it takes them a bit to get to them.
Oh, this stupid thing's gonna make me download this thing.
Get down with the browser all over again.
I don't know. It's like giving me a hard time. Hold on. So let me see. Yeah, let me see. Oh, forget it. All right, let me see if I can just go into mine, because this thing's.
Yeah. Let me see. I have a video, no matter what I do, it won't rank. I embedded it on 100 plus Web 2.0s and PBNs. Chances are you could be a bunch of different things. It could be one, your competition is really high, so it's not going to rank. It's funny, I was busting Joe's chops, was it last week? Because I did the Wirecast strategy on a video, and it ranked #1 on YouTube, but it didn't rank on the first page of Google. So I was just, busting his chops, saying, "Hey, Joe, this doesn't work. What's going on?" And he obviously knew I was messing around, but just what he said is true. Is it's not magic. Like, just because you do it doesn't mean it's automatically going to rank. Like, you have to take the keyword into consideration. Like, my keyword was very, very competitive. There's no way I was going to rank it just off of that and a bunch of embeds. So just keep that in consideration. And also, it's not just embedding it, it's also the quality of your embeds. So, like, if you're embedding them on, like, 100 plus sites, just as you said, and they're really, really bad 2.0s, then it's not going to work. Like, if they've been spammed and stuff, it won't work as well. So, just like with any link building, it's not really like a shortcut. It's just, a way to do things differently.
Yeah. All right.
Do you still recommend OVH for VPS, or would you suggest something different? I personally use an OVH dedicated server, and I believe Joe still uses OVH Cloud VPS, right?
Yeah, I use it because it's cheap and it's pretty good. I don't. You can get it as low as, I think their lowest plan is like what, $15 or $20 a month.
Yeah, it's something like that, and they're better than like every other VPS and dedicated server provider I've ever used. So.
Yeah. All right, I think I got this working now.
Yeah. All right.
Let me
I'll
see.
keep answering questions, Joe, until you're ready. Just let me know.
All right.
Next up, okay, so it's the same gentleman who was mentioning about YouTube embeds not working for him. He says it's a massage keyword. It could be pretty competitive, or it could be a thing where, just, you know, Google is funny like that. There are some times that no matter what you do, something just does not rank. You can't explain it. You
How,
can't figure out
how long
why.
has
The
he been
same
trying
way.
to rank that video?
Yeah, yeah. Can you let us know, Yasin, how long you've been trying to rank that video for, and the time frame that you did those 100 embeds? Between okay, so a VPS will typically have less memory. A dedicated server is like having like a huge, massive computer. So just think of it like, having a laptop versus a gaming computer as far as power goes. So like I do a lot of things on my dedicated that I can't do on just one VPS, which is why I have that. But most people only really need a VPS. Like my dedicated, it costs me like close to $200 a month, but that's because I do a lot on it. Joe, it looks like Yasin said he did this about 2 months ago, and he embedded every single week his video.
All right. I mean, it's going to depend, like, on where you embedded it to. Like I said before, like if you embed on Web 2.0s, are you sending links to those Web 2.0s? Are you building up the authority on those Web 2.0s? So, sometimes it's just going to take more. And then also, sometimes it just takes time. Like, anymore, it's taking longer. It used to be that I could do a Wirecast and I'd show up on page one, so, like in 5 minutes sometimes, but it's not happening like that anymore. All the links are just taking a little longer. So it's like it's like Gregory said, you probably have to do more social shares, more, you can do more embeds, but if you have them already embedded, send links to those embeds, and then that way you're building the authority of that page, and that'll help move that video. Um, so all right, I got it up. So can you guys see my screen now?
That's what she said.
Yeah. See my screen? Give me a one. Yes. Okay. Looks like roll off is the only one I can see it. All right. So now here, what PandaBot is, it's basically just a search and click kind of deal. It's been around for a long time. I mean, I was using this before I went to Costa Rica, so it's got to be a couple of years. I don't really use it for my sites, but I do use it for videos. No screen here. Well, Nathan, I don't know. I think everyone else sees the screen. So basically, you have all these different reports, and really, when you look at it, it's like, oh man, this is overwhelming. So much crap here, right? And it's really simple. You just got to take it step by step. The premise is that everyone has a browser on their computer, and then whoever's then they all share their IPs, so they're coming from real IPs. And if you look at here, they call it PBNs, right? This is not PBN is not PBN what you think. It's just what they call the browser. So, this is real time. You can see how many people are on, maybe like 250. Okay. So it's not like you're going to have thousands of people on here, where you can say, oh, I want 1,000 views or 500. It's going to be very limited. The reason why I use it is because it'll drip the views out. They're real views, and I don't need a lot of views. All right. So if we go in here, so I'll show you quickly how to set up a campaign. You know, so let's go to, okay, so we have here promote your website, promote your video. They have social and all this other stuff you can get into, but we're going to just say, we're going to go and we're going to try to promote our video. All right. So what we want to do is we want to add a YouTube video. All right. So here's the video URL. Let's just say that that's our video URL. Okay. I don't know what URL that is. And we have it set to hide all phases, which means that the person that's watching our the person that's whose browser this is showing up on, whose computer is showing up on, they can't see our website, or they cannot see our video. Max views per day, like you're never gonna reach that max views per day. I mean, never. But depending on what you want, you might do 10, 15. I mean, say if we're doing local, and say there's 300 searches a month for this local term. Let's say this is like San Diego roofing, right? And there's 300 searches. I don't know if that's correct. I'm just saying. So if we divide that by 30, that's about 10. You're saying about 10 searches a day that people search for that term. So for this video, I might do like 10. I might do 10 a day. I might try to bump it up to 15 because I could be a little more aggressive with a video than I say I can with my website. But even 10 a day, by time if I hit 200 views, that's a lot for a local video, and I think that's the minimum. And to be honest, with this PandaBot, you might not always get 10 a day anyway. So I hit save. So now what I basically did is I saved my URL. I put the URL in the campaign. So I come back here, and now I'm going to stick in the keywords that I want. Okay, so you go here to add keywords. You're going to select the video that you want. Okay, that's our video. Then keywords. So we'll say San Diego roofing. Right? And then max visitors per day. I just don't even mess with that because it doesn't matter. And then I'm going to say add a new keyword. We're going to pick the video. We're going to say San Diego roofing contractor, right? Because we want different view, and well, let's say that it's so I mean, we can just put all kinds of long tail and related keywords in here. So you put okay. So what I did here is I put in the keyword, but I also put in the business name, and I'll show you why I did that in a minute. Right? All right. So now I got these keywords, and I put a bunch of different keywords in here that are all related, but I'm just doing 3 for this example. So now we have our keywords in here. We are going to go to the video traffic campaign, and this is where we build out the campaign. Okay, so we're going to create a new campaign.
So Joe, sorry, just a question for you because I'm doing this like side by side with you. At the same time I'm learning. So you're doing this on the PandaBot.net back office, not in the actual PandaBot application, correct?
Right. The app, all the app does is you download it, and that's it, and it runs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what I thought. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. And this is going to be at my.pandabot.net. That's how you log into the back end. All right. So the campaign will say, after there. All right. So you put that in later. So you have here network traffic or instant traffic. Okay. I want network traffic. Instant traffic is they'll just instantly start getting views. But I want search and click traffic, because search and click traffic is the only traffic I want. It's the best traffic, so I don't even want to mess around with this instant traffic. We're going to select our YouTube video. You're going to select the source country. The problem with this is unless you have a bunch of views, it doesn't even work. So like you got to build up time for it to work. Dude, I never even got this thing. Let me see if it even works. Let's see if it works. They might have changed it. No, all right, I forget that. This is something that's weird that you gotta like build up enough so many views to get it to work, which I don't even not views, but like so much time. You got to build up so much time. So, all right, max time usage. So this, whatever, I just put on 3600. This is like the maximum of seconds per day, right? That this campaign is going to do. So actually, what you want to do is figure out, how many seconds. And what you have to do is you have to actually create a campaign for each keyword. So I want this to be the lowest possible because, I'm going after many different keywords. So I'll put that at 5. Max concurrent views. This means how many times can, two people be running your video at the same time. That's concurrent views. Dude, I just usually keep that on 1. Keyword. So say this will be San Diego roofing. Negative. I do no negative SEO on videos. I don't do any negative SEO for videos. And this is deviation, meaning, if your video is 1 minute and 60 seconds, what percentage are you going to do less, or are you going to do, more? So it's not the same amount every time. Viewed in seconds. So say if it's 1 minute 30 seconds, I'll do a minute. I'll do 150 seconds. So if it's like 120 seconds, I'll just do 150 seconds. And that's it, right? And then we hit save. Okay, and then the campaign will start running once you build up views. Now I'm going to show you something else that I'll show you. Now this is only YouTube. Okay, so now what I just did right here, the search and click is only going to come from YouTube. And so what you want to do, what I do is I go to promote your website, and I just go through the same thing, right? What's your website? Well, my website's that video, which, I don't have that link. Let's just say this is, right? Let's just say that's my video. Okay. Let me see. Maybe they changed something because I used to stick it in there. Let's go here. Oh, that doesn't look like that's working anymore. Yeah. Anyway, so I guess that's not working. Let me see here, because it used to be where you can choose your. Oh, here it is. I don't know what the starting URL. All right, that's what it was. Okay, so you go back in here. So we're going to do another keyword. That's what it was. All right, so we're going to go network traffic. We're going to select our video. So we're back still in the YouTube promotion. We're going to hit max views, right? Concurrent views, and then it's starting URL. Okay, so where do you want to start at? So I can do that. I can do YouTube. You could put Bing in here. You could put Facebook in here. You could put anything you want. I'm going to put google.com. All right. So that's basically where the searches are going to start. They're going to start in Google. They're not going to start in YouTube. Now, if I use the keyword San Diego roofing and my video is not in the first 10 pages, this isn't going to work because they're not going to be able to find the video. But if I put in a keyword that they are going to find, like San Diego roofing, superior roofing, then that gets my keyword in there, and more than likely my video is going to show up, right? So I want to find whatever keyword brings my video up. Now I know that I'm in the first 10 pages of Google. Again, I'm going to do no negative SEO on this one, and then the same thing. Then you just do the same thing. So now what happens is, and then you could do the name right here, right? So you can put, Google if you want, and then write whatever name. So then when you save the campaign, there you go. So now what it is, right? I guess I did that. And then you can always go in and you can edit campaigns too if you want to. Because I hit, it's network traffic. Save. Anyway, so that's it, man. You guys have any questions on that? I mean, it's pretty basic. And then here they have other things like grow your social presence, where you can put your social accounts in here. The more social accounts you get, the more you can, the more it'll be shared. Different things. And then here, if you want to look at your traffic, I usually look at this. This is going to tell you how much traffic you have. Oh, I guess they gave me 25 minutes when I signed up. But as you run it, you build up more minutes, more hours, everything else. Jamie says, what's the difference between instant traffic versus network traffic? Instant traffic is just it doesn't get searched. It just it's just instant traffic. Instant views that they send to your video. Which I don't want that. I want search views. Because instant traffic's good and all, but it's not going to help me rank like search traffic. So anyway, man, that's it. I mean, what do you think, Gregory? Did you get simple enough or what?
Yeah, John, I finally understand how to use PandaBot because, like I said, I had installed it before when you and I spoke about it previously, but I hadn't used it. Right now, I just set it up side by side with you, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy, like I said, and I got training on this in the back end. I think, I mean, it might not be in Project X or J, so here you go, and it's very self-explanatory. And the videos that the training, they actually have really good videos on here. You just have to watch them, what you do. And I think he has a PDF because when I first did it, I just went off the PDF he had. But anyway, yeah, as in search traffic is people finding your video and clicking on it. Exactly. Yeah. Ryan said, so this is literally a bot that goes out and does the search. Yes, it does. And it uses people's computers as their IPs. Since it's a bot, that's why I just use it for video. So I don't really use it for my site. Any settings to be aware of for setting up the browser to view videos? No, I don't know. I think you just set it up the way it's just set up like it's pretty self-explanatory, If you have a specific question, just let me know. Can you also have search traffic on YouTube instead of Google? Yes. Can you use it with Vimeo? Yeah, I mean, you can use it with anything. You just put in the URL you want it to search, and then you put it at the starting point, and then that's it. And yeah, you can use it in YouTube because, some of the stuff that you put in, the videos you upload, sometimes don't show up on Google for a while. So you can start getting views while you're on YouTube. So, all right, man, there you go. So that's it. That's PandaBot. That's some off-page stuff, and yeah, then we're good to go. So let's do this. We're in it about an hour. So let's see if we got anybody for any hot seats, or if you guys got any questions, put them in. Questions could be on anything. They don't have to be on video. Could be on anything. If you want to come on hot seats, doesn't matter. We gotta get. Just let me know. So, hey Greg, I use it a lot. I have 300 hours credit, and will offer you a done for you gig on Source Market. So there you go, Greg. He's got 300 hours of credits. That's a lot of credits.
That's awesome.
What's that?
I said that's awesome. I'm about to leave my thing running 24/7.
Oh yeah, dude. That's all I do. I just leave that thing. I just leave that thing running, nonstop. So, all right, guys, listen. Here we are. I don't have any questions coming in right now. I got over 100 people on here. All right. So again, I have 100 people. So either 100 people have everything worked out 100%, dude, or or and then we can end the webinar, or you guys got some questions, issues, or you want to come on a hot seat, man. Let's get this thing going, because what always happens is, we ask for hot seats and then no one volunteers, and we get a couple people volunteering, and then people want to get on later and we run out of time. So, again, it's just like you calling up me and Gregory and getting on the phone with us and asking us about your website or your business. Don't worry about all the other people on the webinar, because they don't know you and they're not going to really even probably remember your name an hour after the webinar is over. So don't even worry about it. So let's see. I just had to step away for a minute and miss the whole demo. Beth, sorry, Beth. Done.
Good thing there's a replay.
Dude, I'm not even doing this to replay. I'm not even. No.
Oh, well, there you go.
No, it is. It'll be on the replay. It'll be on the replay.
Oh, too bad. Nope, that's it. She lost out.
No, it's on the replay. Okay. Okay. Ben wants to volunteer for a hot seat. Fantastic. All right, we'll bring Ben on. Let me see. Steven has a question. What is the average amount of work you have to go through to rank local businesses compared to national keywords? National keywords are way harder than a local business. What do you think, Gregory?
Yeah, national is definitely going to be harder. There's no like secret formula to figure out how much one would take to rank. They're all different. Every keyword is different. Every national term is different than local. Can you find some national terms easier to rank than local? Maybe, but it's going to be much harder. But yeah, it's definitely difficult. That's why it's national. So
it's a lot harder. You get a lot more money for it too. But a lot of local niches, it's a lot easier. There's so many local businesses that can use your help, and getting started to rank, man, it's way easier than going after some affiliate term or some national term for sure. Oh, he's asking, what is the average amount of work you have to go through to rank a local business? Well, the average amount of time, it just depends. That's a question that's not really, you can't really answer. Okay, you got a couple more people volunteering. How old did you turn? I turned 27. Twice. No. I turned 44. Let's see. How long do you tell clients you rank a YouTube video? I like to give them a longer amount of time than a shorter, and then if I can get it done pretty faster, then all the better for me. So I'll usually do at least 2 months. 2 months and it depends on the keyword also. All right. Do you guys ever repurpose expired domains into money sites? Gregory, you ever do that? Use expired domains for money sites?
I done it before, but that was before Greg had done KLKS. Many people might be new and may not remember, but Greg had a case study site called KLKS where he ranked #1 for like every single e-sig term. It was an expired domain. And soon afterwards, something happened in Google where it just went bye-bye. And a bunch of other sites that he used as expired domains did the same. So, and other people I spoke to, the same thing happened. So ever since then, I don't use them anymore, but I have used them in the past, yes. But ever since then, I haven't really been messing with that, no.
Yeah, so, I'll use them for money sites if they apply, right? Like, So if I'm doing plumbing and and I've done this before for big niche sites that I have for lead gen, if I could find a site that was, say, an old business, that's an older site that was like a plumbing business, then I'll use it because it's related. It has plumbing in the URL, and whatever backlinks are going to it, are related to that business. So it makes sense to use it. If it was a site on muscle building and all the backlinks talk about building muscle and weight loss and blah blah blah, and I use it for the locksmith, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. So any of this stuff, you guys want to make sure that it looks natural and it makes sense. Malcolm, he just put a website in here. Mobile dent repair, New York. All right. So Malcolm, do you do mobile dent repair? I used to do interior repairs on cars, which is similar. I don't know if you call it niche, but kind of similar business. All right, let's get to these hot seats, and then we'll get back to these questions. So let's do some hashtags. What do you think, Greg? Should we do some hashtags?
Oh yeah, I love me some hashtags.
We gotta get some hashtags because we gotta get some. I want to see like 100 hashtags, like something like "time for hot seats" or something. Time for hot seats. Oh wait, we gotta do hashtag time for hot seats. All right. So let's try to get like 100 of these or something. Let's get going, man. We gotta liven this thing up a little bit. Okay, I got a couple people coming on. We gotta get some. Let's just get in there. I don't even know what group I'm in. OMG way. Just put it in somewhere where we're putting in the just
You're in the main OMG group right now.
Yeah, hashtag hot seats, and then what we'll do is and then we'll start bringing some hot seats on, and we'll start on it.
By the way, Joe, I just selected Activate versus PandaBot campaign, so thank you for that.
There you go, man. You got it running. So yeah, no, I mean it's nice. What I like about it just kind of drips it out. So it's like set and forget, man. You don't really got to worry about it too much. All right, so who's the first guy I want to come on? Ben Yankowitz. So we'll bring him on. Let me see how many hashtag hot seats we got going on here, man. I don't know. I mean, we got to get some more than this. We just got a couple here. We got a few hot seats. Maybe there's more in OMG way. So, yeah, let's get a few more hot seats going here, guys. I don't know, man. I might just end this thing early and quit on the hot seats. It doesn't sound like too many people are into it. All right. Now we got some. All right, here we go. All right. Steven Shellbarger, man, he's throwing it. He's throwing it down. He's throwing some of them hot seats down. So, all right, let's see. All right, let's unmute Ben here. Dun, dun, dun. Hey Ben, what's happening?
Hey Joe, thanks for having me on.
Good.
I'm excited.
Where you
Hey Ben, how's it going?
Hey Gregory, nice to meet you finally.
Thanks.
So I've got 3 videos, and I've kind of been paralleling what you guys have been talking about for the past couple of weeks, and as well as what Cotton did on his assimilation webinar, where he had all the various different Fiverr gigs that he was recommending. So I did 2 videos last week, posted them the same day, bought the same Fiverr gig for some video embeds, and one of them is ranking #1 on Google for a search term. The other one I can't find anywhere. It just is completely off the map. I'm assuming it's because the search terms are much different in difficulty, but I'm finding it a little strange. And then the third video is for my main SEO site, which I did a couple of months ago, and did a more comprehensive Fiverr gig that I think Greg Morrison recommended on one of his videos, which had all sorts of things dripped out, social signals, embeds, pretty much everything. And that one is also not ranking at all on Google.
Okay. So I mean you did it about it's been a couple of weeks. You have one that's already ranking on Google, which is great. The other one, I mean, what's the difference in terms? I mean, you want to tell me the terms or not, or like what's like is one like national and one's local? Is it a very
They're both
similar
local.
term
The first
or what?
the first one The first one is for my SEO site, and I did a separate page on website malware recovery. So the keyword is Los Angeles website malware recovery.
Okay, so
and that one went up to #1
yeah,
in a couple of days, and I'm assuming that's because it's a long tail keyword.
yeah.
The other is for a potential client. She's a real estate agent here in Beverly Hills, fairly high profile, and she's actually wants to do a reputation management thing. She's got a bad rip-off report. So I did this as a test video to see if I could get it ranked. And it's showing up fine in YouTube, but in the Google index it's not showing up at all. And the keyword is just her name.
Huh. Yeah, so it's just her name. I mean, what's her name? I mean, you have to tell me, but is it a very common name like Sue Smith, or is it?
No, it's an unusual name. It's she's Persian, so it's kind of a Persian name. And like I say, she's pretty well known in the real estate community here. So there's a number. Both her agency's website is highly ranked, and she's got pretty strong rankings on some press releases and things like that as well.
And then yeah, two is just sometimes it takes a while for the video to show up even on Google. Now, if I was to did you run the video through Wirecast or something like that, or did you just upload it? How did you upload the video?
Yeah, no, I did it through Wirecast.
Okay, so you did all the on-page stuff, keyword in the title and
yeah,
all that stuff. All right, so if I was to run a video through, it doesn't show up anywhere on Google. I would, I would probably start to just, do some of the ranking techniques and, and to see if it pops up. It doesn't always pop up right away, but it's kind of strange if she's got a weird name like that it wouldn't pop up somewhere in the top 10 because, what is the title? Is the title just her name, or is her name in the front of the title, back of the title, or I guess I'd have to really look at the video to see, because it's kind of hard to diagnose.
Do you want? I could put the URL in the chat box if that helps. The title is her name, and then Beverly Hills, California, real estate expert, and then her phone number.
Okay. Yeah, I mean you can put it in here. We can take a look at it, but. And then I could even Google it, but let me see. And then I could see if it where we're at. And you're saying it shows up in YouTube. Does it? Let me ask you this: does it show up in Google Video?
Google Video. I'm not even sure I know what that is.
So let's say we're gonna look at my name, because I don't know if you want to. The problem is I don't know if you want to. Not that I think anyone on here is going to go out and call your client, but right. So say we Google my name, and here's me. Here's this guy trying to impersonate me, idiot. And then right. So say I want to upload a video, and I don't see it anywhere. You just go right here to Google Videos. So what I like to do is I like to check to see if it's even shown up in here yet, because. This is basically just all videos, a video section that Google will post videos on that keyword.
Oh yeah.
All right, and Ben, since my screen isn't showing, I'm looking up that name right now, just so you know.
Oh, great.
So like even if say we did San Diego Plumbing, right? There's no, I don't even know if there's any videos in here, right? But like say if I just uploaded a video and I don't see it anywhere, then I would come over here. And now this isn't just YouTube videos. They have Vimeo videos in here, all different kinds of, I mean, it's mostly YouTube, but there's all kinds of videos in here. So then I'll see, oh, is my video in here or not?
Yeah, I just did it this second, and yeah, it is showing up in Google videos. It's number 3 there.
Okay, it's number 3. What's above her?
Yeah, it's also number 3 on YouTube as well.
What's above
Yeah.
her? Is it her?
Her channel is number 2 in YouTube, and one of her own videos from her own channel is number 1 in YouTube.
Okay, so so the video that you uploaded, is that on your channel or is that on her channel?
I put it on my channel because it was really just a demo to show her, what's possible.
Okay, yeah. So, I mean, so what you're probably going to have to do is just, because she's probably got age on you, because her channel obviously has been around longer, and her video, and so what you're going to have to do is you're going to probably have to overcome that a little bit. Like, if you took that video as ranking number 1, then you have a better chance of getting that to Google faster, but you can also do it with yours.
Hey, Ben, also to keep in mind, your videos are a week old. Hers is 5 months, so just like Joe said, she has some age. But you do have number 3, 4, and 5 in YouTube. So that should impress her. I mean, you've got like 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah. Well, and again, this is a reputation management thing, so she's only cares about me pushing this bad rip-off report off page 1. And that was the second part of my question. I was, if you had any, ideas on the best way to approach that. I was thinking a combination of videos and video press releases, and just kind of flooding page 1 to push that report off.
Yeah, I mean, I don't do a lot of reputation management because it's very extensive. And if you don't bid it right, you can lose your shirt, right? Because you're not just trying to rank one thing. Dude, you're trying to rank 10 things basically, and
Right.
and I've done it before, and what I've done is, so what I've done is I put videos up, I put my own properties up, but what I like to do is I like to find properties that are already ranking, and then push those up. So, what's under rank report? Does she have a LinkedIn page? Does she have something else that's super relevant?
She does.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would try to push those up. Yeah, great.
So I'm looking up her name right now, like he said, as far as rep management goes, and let me know your thoughts. But the rip-off report he's referring to, it's a DA82 with a PA of 1, right? So there's no links built to it. It just happens to be sitting at number 2. Just because, like he said before, she has a unique name. What are your thoughts if he went ahead and did something like, let's say, like a video press release? That sounds like something that would take up a bunch of spots on page 1, I would imagine, just because her name isn't so popular, and a page that has a page 30 of 1 is number 2 for it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, well, but you said number 2, that's the rip-off report, right?
Yeah, the rip-off report is number 2. It's a PA of 1, DA of 82.
Yeah, but I mean, rip-off report, I mean, like a press release for sure. I would do a press release. You can do the nice thing about the video press release is it's going to pop up really fast for her name, but it's not going to stay there like I show in the other webinars I did. It'll show up like for like 3 days, 4 days, and then it'll, in a news section, but the news section will be on top of Google. And then it'll drop off, and then you have to find a press release that's ranking on page 3 or 4 and then push it up. Then you could take that video and then you could upload it and rank it. So, I mean, what's underneath that, Gregory, underneath that rip-off report?
It's mostly her other properties.
Sorry, Joe, I didn't realize I was muted. It's her main website is number 1, which is her name. A YouTube video, which is her own YouTube video from her own channel, is below it. Then it's her LinkedIn. Then it's a bunch of images of her. Then it's her Facebook, something from Realtor.com, Yelp.com, and iReport.cnn.com.
Okay, so wait a second. She already has a video on page 1?
Yeah, she does already. She has her video on page 1.
All right. So here's the deal with that is you're not going to get it's going to be very difficult for you to get, if not impossible, to get 2 videos on page 1, especially YouTube videos. So it's like trying to rank that video for her name, because I just pulled it up on my other screen. I mean,
Mhm.
you're fighting a very hard battle that you don't need to fight because she's already got that video. A year
Mhm.
or two ago, you could have 2, 3 videos on page one. Okay, it's not that way anymore. Usually you're only going to have one video. The only thing that you're going to do at this point is if you put a lot of time and effort into your video, right?
Mhm.
Your video is going to replace her video, which doesn't
Oh,
matter, right? It's a non-starter. Who cares? Um,
yeah, exactly.
so all you're showing her is, oh, I could do what you already did. Um, so I'm looking at her. I'm looking at all this right now. So what I would do is I would start if I was under contract with her. I'd be linking her. I'd be putting links to her LinkedIn, her Facebook, her
Mhm.
Realtor, her Yelp. Dude, I would just be pushing it up. And what's this CNN report? Is this bad news too, or is this good?
No, no, that's a good one.
Oh yeah, dude. I would just be pushing this stuff. I would push this stuff up. That's all I would do is try to. I wouldn't even hardly create other stuff. Um,
Oh, okay.
Now that's me. I'm not a I don't do this all the time, but if this is a client, that's how I would approach it. Now you know, someone like Cotton, he does a lot of rep management. Greg, do you do any rep management, Gregory?
Joe, just that new client that I was telling you about, the billionaire who's a real estate agent. I mean, not agent. He owns a real estate firm here in New York City. Just started to try some stuff with him for reputation management. That's about it.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, that's kind of that's what I would do right there, and then but I would charge her enough to make it worth your while. You know,
Mhm.
that's it. So it's like that's how I take it. So that's why you're having trouble with that video, and that's why that video is not even showing up anywhere. It's kind of weird the way it's been working lately, but I've been finding that for certain keywords, they're only going to allow a certain amount of videos. Now, the other thing you could do, again, it's more work, is if you did it on Vimeo, because I have gotten Vimeo and YouTube to show up on the same homepage. I've gotten the
Mhm.
same exact video to show up on page one of Google, one in YouTube, one in Vimeo. So I mean, you could try that out if you want. Though the way I would go at it, like I said, is I would move the other stuff up.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, I have no particular interest in getting another video ranked. It's really just pushing that ripoff report down. So it makes sense just to send links to the existing videos and other properties she has.
Yeah, yeah,
So I appreciate it. Normally I wouldn't have even taken this, but she's a good source of referrals. And in fact, the person who wrote the ripoff report is a former agent in their office and has done this to several other people in the office. So if I could make it work for her, then I probably have 3 or 4 other clients
yeah,
wanting the exact same thing done.
yeah.
So
So
I don't mind putting a little work into it.
yeah, no, that's yeah. I mean, that's what I would do. So that's yeah. So that's it. All right. Well, good. Well, hey, I appreciate you coming on, Ben, and hopefully it set you
Well,
off.
I appreciate the advice. This was fantastic. And that piece about having not being able to rank 2 YouTubes for the same keyword, that was a piece I missed somewhere. So I'm glad
Well,
that you mentioned
it's also something that's just been happening as of late. So it's
it.
the past year or so. Yeah. Cool. All right. All right. Great deal, Ben. Well, thank you very much for coming on. And
Okay.
all right, we'll see you.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Gregory. And I'll see you guys at OMG Live.
All right. Oh, fantastic. You're going to be there. Can't
All
wait.
right, awesome.
I'm going to be there. I'm looking forward to it.
You're gonna be at OMG 1 or 2 or both of them?
No, I can only go to one. I have a conflict for
Okay,
two.
so you're gonna be there for
So
part one. Okay, awesome.
I'll be there for part one. Yeah.
Hey, man.
Sweet.
Hey, just making it is great. As long as you can make it, that's fantastic. So,
Yeah. I'm counting the days.
all right. We'll see you. All right.
Okay. Take care. Thanks again.
All right. Bye. All right. So, Greg, let's bring on this other guy here with the dent repair. What do you say? Malcolm Boyce.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Looks like he's a fellow New Yorker, maybe.
Oh, well, then let's definitely bring him on.
Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. Here's Malcolm. I'll unmute him. Malcolm, what's happening?
Hey, what's up?
What's happening, Malcolm? Where you calling from?
What's going on, man? I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. I was I spelled New York wrong?
No, I didn't say that. No, I
Oh,
said
okay.
felony.
No, someone else told me
Oh, no,
that.
no, I don't think
Okay.
so. But
What's going on, guys?
what's happening?
How are you?
All right. Yeah, I have to plug my phone in before it dies on me. I was watching on my phone and
Okay.
I didn't think you guys were gonna actually pick my site, so I was just doing some other stuff.
Hey, man, I had to pick it. One, because
Yeah.
it's from New York.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Do you do dent repair?
I, I don't. It's a lead gen site.
No. Have you ever done it? Why'd you pick dent repair?
Um, you want to know the honest answer? I saw someone else do it for a different city. I was like, that's cool. I'm gonna take that idea, and I started doing it.
Ah, yeah, there you go. That's why I don't ever show my niches. But
Right.
but no, I used to be in this. I used to do mobile repair for car lots.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So
nice.
yeah. So it was
Oh,
like
so how much? I mean, I don't even know how much do jobs usually go for?
mobile net repair is different because you're going to be hitting
Yeah,
uh,
it's
uh,
like a lower end service.
well, it depends. Like if someone's got three dings, they got to take it to the body shop. It's going to cost them quite a bit of money. These guys might charge, I don't even know what they're charging anymore. A dealership, they may charge 40, $50. A client, they could maybe charge $100 a ding or something like that. So, I haven't
Hope I
done
didn't blow my site up,
I haven't
but
done this
I
like
mean, I'm pretty sure no one is gonna care about my site. So,
yeah. But all right, so what's the question you got? What's the question?
I mean, I just started, so I'm pretty sure the answer is gonna. I honestly didn't think I was gonna get picked, so I just threw my site in there. But um, I'm pretty sure I just need to just follow G stuff, pretty much. But um,
All right, so you want to do dent repair? Okay,
yeah,
I mean, Gregory, if you see anything, just just
just
just come on out and don't be shy.
like I kind of threw the site up, and I'm starting my link building process now. So just any tips? I made a YouTube video. I linked that. I built some social properties,
Okay,
like
let me.
branded properties. That.
So we're looking at this as a lead gen, right? So
So,
so what target? New York? I'll tell you right now.
yeah.
I'll tell you right now. Nobody's going to be looking up mobile dent repair in New York. Um,
No?
well, maybe New York City. Gregory, you there?
Yeah.
I guess I was thinking the whole state, but I guess New York City would people. What would people look up if? Would they look up New York in New York City, or would they look up like
No, they probably put NYC.
or Manhattan?
All right. So I'm kind of blowing my site up even more, but I don't really care. Whatever. Um, I already knew that no one's really gonna look up New York City dent repair, right? So I did my research, and people are you. I looked up the search volumes for paintless dent repair
Mm,
or paintless dent removal. So I created a page on my site, mobile dent repair New York / paintless, and I'm trying to rank that page for paintless dent repair or paintless dent removal, not the like geo-targeted term, just paintless dent repair or paintless dent removal for people in the New York City area.
okay.
That makes sense?
Well, I mean, as long as you're trying to
You know,
geo target people, you want to target people in the area, and however you do it, if it's NYC or Manhattan, like if I was gonna do this, I'd go
yeah.
after Manhattan, or Brooklyn, or
Mm.
Queens. Like I'd have a page for each
Go,
of them.
try to go for all the 5 boroughs.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
I'd have them on separate pages, probably, depending on the competition. I mean, because there's such a mass of people in there that each of them are probably going to search Queens or Manhattan, or right? Wouldn't you think that, Gregory? Like if you needed, they might even be more niche, like West Side, East
Yeah,
Side. I don't know.
code, yeah.
Well, yeah, no, I agree with you because, for example, as you know, I rank number one for New York City SEO, but I know other guys who are in New York who don't rank number one for New York City, but I know they're ranking number one for like the boroughs, and that gets them a lot of traffic too. So it definitely is something you could definitely use to your advantage.
Okay. Oh, how about an analysis of some of the competition? Because I look at some of these sites, I look at some of like the bigger brands that show up, and I'm like, I'm not really sure if someone's doing work on their site or if they just kind of show up because they're like, oh, a big brand, they do Dness. Okay, let's just put them here.
Well, you got to remember, a big brand is going to have tons of search traffic, tons of traffic on their site. They're going to
Yeah.
have a lot of links because if they're a big brand, they're going to just have links from doing advertising, natural links, and they're going to have the authority.
But they don't. They don't really have like a lot of back. At least when I throw it in Majestic, they don't really have like an impressive link profile at all.
Then you just got to increase your link profile is all. That's what that's what I would do. Like I'm looking at this site here, right?
Yeah.
If this was going to be a true lead gen site, I'd fix it up a little bit. You got too much stuff in the menu, so
Okay.
it's coming down on the bottom. I'd make sure all the content's unique.
In the footer,
You know,
the footer still has messages from the.
Yeah. I just kind of threw it up. I just threw it up
all
just to
right.
get it up there.
Is this some kind of local
not
lead
ranking.
gen theme or something you got? Is this some?
Yeah.
Whose is it?
Um.
It's not. It's not those the bozos. What's their
Wait,
name?
you said it's not who?
Rock stars. Who?
No.
Oh, all right. All right.
Joe Troyer. Joe Troyer.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know. That looks like a decent enough theme. It's not terrible. But what you want to do is
Yeah.
you want to make it, you just want to make it look as real as possible. You want to put good pictures on there. Like, obviously, the pictures you have on here are you have a picture of a guy changing a tire. So, what I would do, is I would have high quality images. This is not a high quality image, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So if I'm looking at your site and this is not a high quality image, it doesn't even relate to what you're doing. I want
Okay.
high quality, crisp, clean images. Even if you got to buy them, you want clean images because this is
What kind of phone do you have?
I didn't hear you.
What kind of phone do you have? You have an iPhone?
Yeah, I have an iPhone.
Okay, well, iPhones take really good pictures, especially better than what you see on there, and you're in Brooklyn, so I know there's plenty of dents on cars. Just walk up to any random car and just take a picture. It'll be much higher quality.
Okay. That's a good idea. I think I can use my car. Now I can use my car.
Yeah. So
Well, there you go.
that's all you got to do.
And okay,
Yeah, you got to put this
all
site
right.
together a
So,
little more. You got to put some work into this, right? So you know that.
yeah. I mean, I'm not a web designer, so I'm just like this is like that's the worst part for me. So,
Dude, I know, but so then whatever. This isn't okay as a starting point. This probably isn't too terrible, but you got to do some fixing up to it. Maybe pay a guy a couple $100 to get a guy on people per hour or go to meeting. Go to meeting on Fiverr or one of those places, and pick up somebody who can clean the site up a little bit.
okay.
This isn't a terrible logo, but it's not great. I'd splurge $20, $30 on people per hour or on Fiverr and get a decent logo.
Okay.
And testimonials, dude, you can get those. Have a couple of your friends do some testimonials if you want.
All right.
Yeah, right. You just put it together, and then try to start ranking it, and then come back on, and we can see where we're at.
Okay.
But
All right.
I would even though this isn't finished yet, I'd still be trying to
Like just build my links, right?
Well, no, actually, to be honest, I'd finish it out. I definitely put some content on here. I mean, I wouldn't wait for it to look awesomely beautiful, but I would definitely put some content on here and at least get my plan of attack going. Am I going to be hitting the boroughs? Am I going to be doing this? Then, once I got my contact and stuff starting to take shape, then you can start doing your links and everything else.
So you suggest trying to like dig down at a lower local level, like the inner boroughs, because that's what people are going to search for, right? Like they're going to look like dent repair.
Whatever, just do your research.
Okay.
I'm just
Okay.
saying off the top of my head, that's what I'm seeing. I mean, like, so yeah, just do your research and look at it and the
All
company.
right.
So, all right, Malcolm.
Okay.
Hey, thanks for coming on, Malcolm.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, we'll see you later.
Thanks for coming on.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right, so let's see. All right, where are we at next? Okay. All right. So let's see, man. We got a bunch of questions here, huh, Gregory? We gotta just go through and see where we're at now.
Yeah.
Anthony says, do you recommend creating local citations for lead gen sites or ranking in the Google Maps? Yeah, I mean, if you want to rank locally, I'd build local citations. They're free, they're easy, and they give your site some local relevance. Okay, so this person says, I'm having a mindset issue. I'm broke, struggling to pay for Project J and Director's Cut. Haven't invested in PBNs, cause broke. I don't have confidence to get a client as I'm afraid I won't be able to get them ranked and would feel like a fraud for the first few months taking their money. It's fear and anxiety that keeps me back. Not sure how to overcome this. So let me ask you this. Do you want to come on a hot seat? Let me know who wrote this. I won't say your name, but do you want to come on a hot seat? Because I think it would be very beneficial for you to come on a hot seat. So let me know if you want to come on or not. Just put it in the question box. I'm not gonna call you on if you don't want to, but I highly suggest that you come on a hot seat. Right. Okay. Nope. Wow, that sounds like me, but it wasn't you, Josh. But so okay. So listen, yeah. Anyway, just it is a mindset issue. That's the problem that you're having, and it's fear.
She just responded. Yeah.
What'd you say?
You might want to just read it to yourself, but.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Let's bring her on. We won't even have to say her name. All right, so I got you unmuted, so you got to unmute yourself. It looks like you got yourself muted.
There we go.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, how are you?
Anything. Hi, Gregory.
All right, so
Yeah, I've just been struggling with some mindset things, and I feel a little bit silly to be approaching you guys over this. But yeah, I'm feeling the pinch financially, and every tool, everything that I believe I need seems to involve an investment of money that I haven't got at the moment. So I'm just, I'm watching the videos, but I'm not really taking the action that I need to. And when I think about getting clients, I feel very nervous because I don't know if I'm going to be able to rank them when I haven't any sites up. So yeah, I'm just I'm
I
not taking action. Should be because of fear.
yeah. So you've been in
I'd fear.
fear. Yeah. No, I know. And so you've been at this for what? For about a year now? Because you said Project J and X. So you've been in here for what?
Yeah,
About a year.
yeah, yeah. It'll
Uh,
be.
um, Let me ask you this: are you working, or is this what you're doing, or do you have a job, or um, do you have any other forms of income, or is this your income?
And I've been living off savings, and they're now depleted.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think
I had. I,
oh, hold on a second. I think we had somebody pop on. Is this Cotton? Is that you? Did you just pop on?
Yeah, I got your text.
All right, listen, this is a really good hot seat, and this is one that Cotton, I texted him, and he said he'd come on. So Cotton, this individual, I'm not going to say her name, but
Hmm.
she's been in Project X, been in Project J, and she's having a really really tough time with confidence and fear and getting kind of getting going, and she's kind of says she's broke, she's kind of running out of money,
Hmm.
and she knows her biggest obstacle is fear and mindset.
Right. Well, I've kind of been there before. And one of the things that I was just talking to someone right now who's not doing quite as bad, someone I just had a conversation with today for about an hour about mindset also, is doing about $10,000 a month, is they like wanted to know, they like kept probing me about some of the ways that I've been able to scale my business up as ways I have. And the one common trait that I notice about anyone that wants to be successful is this trait here. You have to be okay with failure. It's okay. And you have to keep moving. If I wouldn't have taken the chances that I had, if I wouldn't have done what I did, just moving, just getting it done, being fearless. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm scared. Now, I don't know how many of you were on the webinar last night, but I felt a lot of pressure, a lot of pressure. You know, I've got one of my best friends, David, who's put his soul out on the line with one of his courses, his very first ones that he wanted to put out with this, and a lot of pressure not to let my friends down, not to let anyone down, a lot of fear. A lot of people don't know that I go through that, and I fight through it. And with success, some of the greatest obstacles that you're going to go over is with yourself. Now, you can either sit on the sidelines and you can play it safe, because I was down there with no money when I joined OMG. You got to find a way to create shortcuts. You know, you can't pay someone to get your PBNs. You got to go out and hunt for your own. You got to do whatever it takes. But my question to you, with the position that you're in right now, are you willing to do whatever it takes? That's what I need to hear from you. Are you?
Yeah, I have to change. I have to make radical changes. Yeah.
What's like holding you back? Like, what's your greatest fear?
I've attempted to set up my own business before
Mm-hmm.
and paid me for a service which ultimately I ended up not being able to provide. And I have a huge amount of guilt over the fact that they paid me for something and then they didn't get money. And
Right.
I don't want to do that.
Sure.
And I haven't got the money to pay them back either. So and I don't want to do it again. Like I want to get this one right. I want to do the right thing by people. I want to help people. I want to get people.
Sure. Here's the type of mindset that you have to have. You know, and I'm going to take it to its simplest form, and then I'm going to go up to a complicated form. You can walk into a restaurant, you can order a bad meal.
I mean, you could just pick something off the menu. You can go, well, that was horrible. So what do we say? I'm never eating again. That's it. Never going into a restaurant. Bad. I just messed up. I picked the wrong thing. I'm never doing it again. It's also with this with relationships. We can all sit and say that, we don't need any friends, that we don't need anyone, a companion in our lives. It's just not true. Humans are designed to have companions. And let's face it, we've all chosen the wrong friends. We've all had bad breakups. We've all had everything. So how would it sit there for us to say and go, that's it. I'm living alone. I'm moving out to the mountains. I'm just going to live off the rocks and the trees, and I'm just going to drink coconuts, and maybe I'll have a monkey or two as a friend. It's crazy to think like that. It's crazy to say, man, the guy or girl broke my heart. I'm done. I'm never going to let anyone else in ever again. And much as business relationships are the same way, and much as your attempts at anything is going to be the same way. In your heart, you know that the right thing for you to do is to give your all and to take some chances and get this done. And you can't worry about the hurt that's going to happen if you fail. You just can't. And that's something that you got to black. What I found is the most successful, smartest people have the most difficult time moving forward being successful. We're like talking about very cerebral people because they're able to think many moves ahead. So in business, I can sit there, and I'm horrible at this because I'm like David. I can map out. You can ask Joe. Joe and I talk a lot. I can map moves out 10 moves ahead. And when I see that, I know how I can make people feel. I know the repercussions of every curve that I could fail, and it's scary, and I've got to turn my brain off. What I found is some of the people that are successful, you look at them and go, how the hell did they even get there? They don't have the gene. They're like the blunt instrument. They'll either ask people for sales that they should have never done it. They don't know when to be quiet, and they keep hammering on them. But you know what they do? Because of the law of numbers, they're successful. It's kind of like you could be the ugliest guy in the world. If you spend all day long asking every good-looking girl that you see for a date, you're going to get a yes sooner or later. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
Right. So with your business, you're thinking too much. Take action. And if you say, okay, here's what I'm going to do. Here's my plan. You can't start without a plan. And I'm going to tell you this, why you need a plan. Because have you ever seen a ship leave the harbor without knowing where it's going? No. Have a plan. And in that plan, there's going to be some storms. There's going to be some waves come crashing in the boat. So what are you going to do? You need to prepare for that. You need to stop and think it out. Then what happens if the ship crashes? You got to have plan B. So, but be prepared, but don't be paralyzed. There's a difference from being prepared to being paralyzed. And right now, it sounds like you're paralyzed. And that is the biggest hindrance in business. Thinking too much, being paralyzed, and not taking any action. So what I encourage you to do, and it's the hardest thing in the world to do, I believe that you can do it. It's a lot of courage to even come on here and even ask for help. It really is. Is that you got to believe in yourself, and you got to realize, listen, it isn't how many times I fell down, it's what I do when I get back up. So my encourage you is do something. Because nothing can happen if you're not moving forward doing something. Do you agree with that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So my whole thing is if you fail, you fail. And this is my offer to you. Because of your bravery, because you come on here, and you can ask anyone that I offer out help to. You can ask Shannon how well she's doing right now. She's almost at $10,000 a month. She consistently badgers me every day. Why don't you message me after the webinar? And I promise you, whenever I promise this to people, it happens. I will put you on a priority list. That any question that you need me for, I will do my best to answer it as quickly as possible. so we can get you
Right,
jump started.
thank
So now tell me this, with like me looking over your shoulder and with you getting some direct advice to me, do you think you can make it happen?
absolutely. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Great. I want you to message me
Gotcha.
after the webinar. Introduce
Mm-hmm.
yourself to me. You don't have to say who you are here. And I'll do my best to try to guide you along to make sure that you have less mistakes and a better acceleration to your success. But it's all up to you in the end and how much effort and time that you put into it. Does that sound fair?
Absolutely. That sounds fantastic.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude,
I'm glad.
Great.
yeah,
Back to you, Joe.
no, I think that's amazing. I mean, that's like, man, that's awesome, Cotton. That's like you won the lottery right there because so thanks a lot, Cotton, for coming on. And that's amazing. Like that's why like these mindset things, we all struggle with them. Um and that's why I messaged Cotton because man, he's helped me so much with my mindset, and I don't know anybody that can clearly define what needs to be done and how it needs to be done. So um Rachel, thanks a lot for coming on. Thanks for being brave enough, and hopefully we'll talk to you again and hear more about your successes.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Joe. And Cotton, thank you so much for that offer. I'm really appreciative and humbled and looking forward to completely changing things around for myself and going from strength to strength. So, wow, thank you so, so much. I'm so delighted and surprised and happy. So, thank you, thank you. I'll definitely message you.
All right, great. Okay. All right. So, all right, Cotton, you want to stick around for a couple of hot seats?
Yeah, I'll stick around with you for a little bit.
All right. Well,
I need
here's what
to.
I need though, man. Before Cotton to stick around, dude, I need some hashtags because um, Cotton on his webinars, man, he's always hashtagging people, and but I want everyone to hashtag, man, thank God for Cotton being an OMG because it's like, he has fundamentally changed OMG so much. If you were in before, Project Breakthrough, Director's Cut, you know what I'm talking about. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to go into OMG Way, and dude, I better see 100 of these. Like if I don't see 100 of these, I'm just shutting this webinar off. Because you know, I mean, it's like, come on, just what happened just right now. That's like, yeah, I'm gonna put that in right now.
You know what,
That's
Joe? What it all comes down to is, man, is I'm only as good and so are you as the clay that we've got. We've got amazing members.
yeah,
Bottom line is they take the sound advice that we give them and they put it to work. That's what makes OMG magic. A lot of people think that it's the coaches, but man, we're like dealing with some pretty incredible people at the same time. I mean, you got to take the information and run with it. That's why we have so many income reports. So it's such a great community, and people do listen to the sound advice that we give them. So it's really the people. It's not so much us, is what I believe.
yeah. No, I think it's the people too. But dude, I'm telling you right now, I'm saying Cotton is like, this is like having Tony Robbins on a webinar right here, or probably better. So, I mean, that's how I feel. So
Much better.
yeah, much. I think Cotton doesn't even realize what the effect he has and his presence. It's like we're all fortunate that you're here. So I'm just gonna. I know it's not comfortable sometimes, but I'm just saying it, and that's
Yeah, and just this concept before the young lady who took the bravery to come on, I just sent you a friend request on Facebook, so just accept it. I'm gonna actually send you some free PVNs as well. So just, I know you said financially you were struggling a bit, so I'll send you that to help get you started once you start pairing up with asking Cotton questions. So just accept my friend request.
and yeah, and I'll yeah, that's awesome, Gregory. That's fantastic, and what I can do too is if you message me, I have a PBN, not PBN, a press release, a video press release, that I could probably get you also to get you going. So, all right, so there we go. All right, well yeah, so just message me on that, and so let's get going though. Let's get another hot seat going, man. We got Cotton on here, we got Gregory, we got a full house. So, who else wants to come on? You know, we got 100 people. I know I got a bunch of messages in the back. So what I'm gonna do is whoever says let me come on next, dude, I'm gonna bring you on. So it doesn't matter if you've done anything yet or not. You know. All right. Looks like Jorge Rodriguez. Let's see. Let's find Jorge. I think Jorge might have been on before. Let's see. Hey, Jorge, are you there?
Hey, yeah, thanks for unmuting me.
Yeah, you got it. Jorge, are you have you been on before?
Yeah, man, I was on I don't know, maybe about a month ago.
Oh, okay.
So something different though. I wanted to come on to see if you can critique it's a new affiliate website I put up with the Jetpack. I signed up through the webinar you guys did a few weeks back.
All right. What's the website?
It's allpreppers.com.
All Preppers?
Yeah.
Let's see here.
I mean, it's not the best looking site right now because obviously I just started about a week ago, but I just want to see if I'm on the right track or anything you can see that
Oh, well, how
something you can point out that will help me.
How are you going to get traffic to this? How are you going to try to get traffic to this?
Well, I've never done affiliate before, so I'm not, I don't have like a set strategy, but I'm trying Facebook for the past 3 days. I've been doing like boosted Facebook posts and try to drive traffic through the links on that. And then I'm going to rank a video in the next couple days.
Okay, do you have the landing page set up?
Yes. And I'm on my phone, so I can't.
I forget
hold on 1 second.
I forget where that landing page is.
It's 1 second. Let me get it for you.
All right, so
it's like funny that he chose to go into a niche that like Ryan Dice dominates.
Oh, does he dominate this niche?
Yeah, he did it for kind of like a show. What do we call it when we get like a test site just to show people? And he put his up last year.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Everybody?
Joe, we hear you.
Yeah, we're all here.
Oh, wait a second. I think I lost sound for a minute. Oh, wait.
Yeah, that's all right. Can you hear us now?
Now I can hear you. Yeah.
Joe, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can definitely hear you.
All right. So where are we at anyway?
You wanted the landing page?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's /s/get free download. Oh, here, I'm gonna.
Well, just stick it in the chat box. But anyway, here's the deal. Okay, this right now, all this is a site with a bunch of blog posts. So if you're driving traffic, you want to drive them. Obviously, you want to drive it to the landing page in order to get the the opt-in. Then from there, you're going to send them to the product, and then you're gonna get them up in your email follow-up. With this site is if you're going to go after all these niches and try to rank for this, then you're going to have to get some unique content on these pages and get some videos on there also. But if if you're just gonna run traffic, like say you're gonna just get some YouTube videos up and run traffic, I would just run it right to the landing page. You know, oh here it is right here. I would just run it right to the landing page, and then you have the email follow up. You know, and then just get them through your email follow up. Is what I would do.
Okay.
I would probably choose a video landing page that you can choose in the back. You know, so I'd have a little video
Okay.
or something, and then you know, and then that's about it for if you can get traffic that way. Because it's basically the emails are set up for you and everything else, and then I would just test different landing pages for it.
Now, would it be my own video or like an affiliate video, or what do you mean?
Well, it depends. Like if you're going after survival, what's the niche? Like did you pick a micro niche, or are you just going after survival? Like what's the keyword?
I'm trying to focus a little bit more on like preparedness and preparing, preparing kids, that kind of thing.
Okay, are you in Director's Cut or well, you're in Director's Cut or Breakthrough, right? So, you know, all my videos I have in there talk about
Breakthrough.
breakthroughs. I talk about choosing a niche, you know, and breaking down to find kind of the micro niche. Like so, you have, you know, preparedness, getting prepared, but it may be, you know, you may have survival food. Then you might even break it down even further than that. You know, so you want to find kind of the micro niche in there, then put up a video on that, and then, you know, drive traffic to a specific landing page on that. See, survival is such a big keyword, but there's all different smaller niches in there. Like you have on the page here, like you have food storage, water purification. I mean, like you got to think, how am I going to monetize that, right? Well, water purification, I would put some purification systems like Berkey filter, right? Or the different survival filters that you can get. Water filters that you can use at home or store, you know, in case something goes wrong, right? Because some of these filters you can filter pond water with, and you don't need any electricity.
Mm-hmm.
So what I would do is I'd find a couple of filters, you know, water filters that I see are getting some traffic. I'd make a review video on it, and then I'd send them over to my water purification page, you know, and see if they can, you know, and I'd have some Amazon links or something on here to sell them, right? Or, you know, if you're going after bug out, or if I was going after a certain, I'd find, you know, you just want to find something that area in the survival niche that gets traffic, you know, and then run that traffic over to your offer or your landing page. That's about it. But like the way the site is right now, it's not going to convert at all. It's just a bunch of blog posts. You know, and are these blog posts that came with the program, or are these ones you had written?
Cool. No, that did a lot.
What's that?
These are ones I had written.
Oh, you had these written.
Somebody else wrote these. Yeah.
Okay.
These are not the. Yeah, I didn't just copy paste what they gave us.
Okay, so this is unique stuff then. Yeah. So, you know, like I would make it so if someone comes to this bug out page, you know, you want to lead them. They're coming to your site. You want to tell them where you want to go. You want your call to action, you know, and whatever content you have, you want to have a purpose for it, you know. So, you know, I would keep that in mind on any of these pages that you have. Plus, yeah, that's about it. I would just say get some landing pages up and start running some traffic to it, and then test it from there. So I don't know, does that help you out, Jorge?
Okay, no, that helps a lot.
Is it Jorge, or am I mispronouncing that?
Yes, that definitely helped.
No, I mean,
you got it. It's Jorge.
It's Jorge. All right, yeah, I thought it was Jorge. All right, Jorge. Well, thanks for coming on. Or unless you guys have anything you want to add?
Thank you.
Greg or
I got nothing, man. If I had to make my living like this, I would kill myself.
All right. What about you, Gregory?
No, I don't have anything.
All right.
This just makes my head hurt just even talking about all this affiliate stuff.
All right. All right. Well, thanks, Jorge, for coming on. All right. So let's be Jorge. All right. Listen. So we got another. Here we go. We got Carolyn has a question on closing.
Let's just bring her on.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna read it. I'm just bring her on.
Yeah.
J.K. Carolyn. Here we go. Hey, Carolyn. How you doing?
Great. How about you?
Good. Where you calling from?
California?
Oh, nice. Okay. Cool, man. Nice to have
She
you.
said that with a question. California? It's like,
California.
like if you weren't sure that that's where you
Maybe
were.
that's why I'm not closing well.
Right.
Oh.
So I like seeing your question. Why don't you just tell us everything that's going on, and we'll see what we can do.
Okay, so I send out pretty much. I send about God, what is that called? Now I'm not able to talk right now. I send analysis to different companies, and then after that, then I follow up and say, I just wanted to know if you guys received that, and then I talk to them, and I talk to a lot of business people, but I'm not sure if I'm coming across as somebody that knows what they're talking about. Just recently, I had a business owner. I even went to her office. We talked. I mean, she was very impressed of everything that I knew, but then when it came to, she was like, oh, let's just look at the sites that you've done before, and I just kind of like went and I think that just blew everything. That, and I've done other face-to-face meetings, and they asked me, well, can we talk to the people that you've worked with? And I've sent them to my LinkedIn, profile. I even mailed them a letter saying, I like to keep my clients, confidentiality, and I'm exclusive. And it just seems like that they sense something, or the way I speak. I don't know.
Sure.
Is this kind of like telling them, well, maybe I should investigate her a little more, even though whatever I say, I can see in their face that it's impressing them, and they're liking it.
Well, why don't we do this? Why don't we role play a little bit right now?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Let's role play a little bit, and let's find out. I already know what the problem is, but I'm going to see if you can figure it out, because sometimes when you figure it out, then it really gets fixed. So basically, I looked at your proposal, and I've got a couple questions for you.
Okay.
How are you going to provide analysis and reports?
I don't even have an answer for that. How am I going to provide analysis and reports?
Yeah, on a monthly basis. If I was to sign you on and have you do all my SEO, how are you going to provide all the analysis and all reporting to me?
Well, we have I wouldn't even know how to answer that, to be honest with you. I wouldn't know how to answer that without pausing and saying and sounding like I don't know what I'm doing. Just be honest with you.
All right. So let me ask you this. Why haven't you thought that out before you would get asked these questions? I think what's happening is this is happening all the time, that they're asking you a question and you're getting stumped and you don't know how to answer it. Am I right or wrong?
Yes. Especially the client one. I got so stumped I felt like I needed to crawl under a rock. And I'm so happy that, she was professional enough to move on and almost not.
So let me ask you this. If you went to a brain surgeon and you asked him exactly what type of operation are you going to do, and he answered like you did, Would you want that guy operating on you?
No, not at
All
all.
right. So what it sounds like is, how much time have you actually taken to prepare yourself? Look, this is a war. And I want you to look at that this is the only war that we ever have that where it is like Groundhog Day. It keeps repeating itself over and over again. We know exactly everything that the client can say, but they don't. This is the first time they've ever seen the battlefield. So you're doing the same thing over and over again. So if someone asked you, how about analysis and reporting on a monthly basis? How are you going to provide that? Oh, well, we have several ways. We set you up in Basecamp. We do weekly, daily, or monthly reporting, which is of your choice. I give you 2 on-demand meetings a month within a 24-hour notice. Notice how I don't pause when I say any of that.
Yeah.
So it sounds like I'm very confident about what I know what I'm doing. That's how I close deals. But secondly, you have to take the time to prepare yourself like this.
Okay.
If you're getting clients respond to you, obviously you're very good at like turning a cold lead into a warm lead, but what about when you get there?
And then that's the thing I have problem with.
Sure.
I speak to a lot of business owners, but for some reason I don't move to the next step. And,
of course.
And I know it has, and internally I don't know what it is, but I know it has something to do with me. I just feel it.
It does. And I don't want to bullshit you.
Right.
If you talk to me, I wouldn't trust you. That's why you're having people ask you, prove to me that you can do what they do. You're pausing so much, you're uncertain so much. Even when you came on, I proved the point. You weren't even sure if you were in California or not.
Oh my God.
Now, I'm not trying to be cruel to you. I'm
no,
honestly
I appreciate it.
It's a very tough love.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say, so Cotton, where are you calling from? Orlando, Florida. Not Orlando, Florida?
Yeah.
It's like, I think that's where I am. So there's uncertainty, and you drip of uncertainty. And when you drip of uncertainty, you got to kick the tires and find out if it's true. So when you go, look, I'm going to do this for you, I'm going to do that for you, isn't it natural that someone's going to say, hey, look, before we move forward, we need to see that you can actually do what you can do. And then you go, oh, well, look at my LinkedIn. Yeah, that's probably not going to cut it. Because at this point, I can say that and get away with it. They're going to go, yeah, he's right. But that's why. Gregory, what do you think, man, from listening to her?
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. It's that kind of thing where, just like you said at the beginning, it sounded a little uncertain. And just like Cotton said, like you got to think of it like you want these people to give you money, right? Like you want their money. But they want to make sure that their money and their investment is going to someone that's going to take care of it. Like think of it like a baby, right? Like some people, like you can even analyze money as being like your baby, right? Like you're not going to drop your baby off at some random babysitter that you haven't even interviewed, that doesn't even seem confident or doesn't have anything that, radiates the fact that they're going to take care of your child. So why would they want to go ahead and give you money without being certain and sure that you're the person to be able to give them their ROI?
Right. Okay. Yeah.
I know this isn't a quick answer.
I'm trying some sales, sales, whatever. But yeah,
listen. Let me ask you this. I have a client that I really don't want to deal with. I can get rid of him. Let me give him to you. It's pretty hard. It's going to be $5,000 a month. Do you want it?
I have to pay $5,000 a month?
No, he's going to give you $5,000 a month.
Of course.
Okay. Is there anything I can see to know that you're not going to ruin my reputation?
No.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll just give it to someone else. Would that probably be better?
No, it wouldn't be better. I'm the best person for the job.
This was just an impromptu skill to show you. Look, you don't believe in yourself. It's just evident. You don't believe anything that you're saying. So if you don't believe it, why should anyone else believe it? So my thing is this: if you don't have proof, get proof. And we've talked about this in several webinars. I'd like to know that you're in Project X or J. So you're probably not in the newer stuff, are you?
In the
Are you in B or director's cut?
I'm in director's cut.
You have no excuse. You have no excuse. You need to be listed every assimilation. You must go out and you must rank for something. I don't even care. You've seen the posts that have been in the Facebook group where they went out and did malware removal Maryland, and they just created one post on their site and ranked #1. You need something, whether it's
I have a
digital
few
marketing.
rankings.
You have what?
I have a few rankings.
#1s?
Yes,
Show that. Look,
I did.
I'm going to give you the best advice too. Whenever a problem keeps rising, I always take it away. So if someone's always asking me about credibility, I take it away when I'm talking to them. So, for instance, a year and a half ago, people kept saying what they were saying to you. They were basically saying, "Well, I need to check you out." So I'm like, "Man, I'm taking that away." So when you take the problem away in the very beginning, they can't bring it back later because it's put to bed. So, for instance, if you go now, and this is how I close everything. Now, you might be asking yourself, why am I the one qualified to do this for you? And here's why. Here's the LinkedIn page where everyone is giving me a recommendation. Here's a couple of my websites that you can see that I've ranked #1 on. That's why I'm the person for the job. So I'm confident that's enough for you to feel comfortable. That's it. And then when they come back and they say, "Well, we want to see more," just go, "Showed you all that I'm willing to show you." You know, if I was to have every possible client contact every few clients, all they'd be doing is answering every other client's phone call all day. Does that make sense? And they go, "Yeah, that makes sense." So hopefully that's good enough for you. If it's not, I understand.
No, that's perfect.
We're
You're
just
right.
probably not a good fit. Yeah, we're just probably not a good fit.
Right.
And they go, no, that's it.
And you're right. But that does make a lot of sense. You know, the next time hopefully it's sooner than later, the next time I'm in front of a prospect, that's the first, even before they ask me, do you have any proof or anything, I'm going to just lay down the #1s that I have. And hopefully that will, ease their mind, because of the fact that when I speak, sometimes it sounds like I'm uncertain of what I say.
Do me a favor. I want you to tell me in a couple sentences why we should hire you for SEO right now. And I want you to sound confident, not this, and I don't want you to stall, and I don't want anything. I want to believe it. Why should I hire you?
You should hire me for SEO because I'm going to rank you #1 on the keywords that your prospects are looking for you. You should hire me because I will raise your revenue. Oh, I don't have it. You just didn't hire. You just hired. You didn't hire me.
Tells me that you need to prepare a little bit stronger, right? I love the fact that you're taking all this action. I love it. You've got that piece down. You're a go-getter, and I like that. You're out there. You feel like you're not talking to clients. What you're doing is you're going into battle without winning the war. You're trying to win it while you're in the battle. The battle's won before the war. You need to prepare yourself and sharpen yourself and become a weapon. So when you get in front of these people, you win every one. Does that make sense?
So you're saying I should get a script for like every interaction?
You need to sit down and go over every possible thing that's stumped you or that has bummed you or confused you, and you need to say, never again. Never again. You only get me one time on a mistake. With me, I only get stumped once, and I will sit and look at every possible scenario to make sure it never happens to me again. So that's what you haven't done. You're not preparing yourself. Battles are won before war, not during war. Before. Every battle's won before. And it sounds like that you need to get confident. And I think that when you put in time, remember, SEO and selling and all this is no different than football. These guys are professionals, but guess what they have to do every year? They have to go into preseason, for a few months to get in pristine condition to play the season because they were just not playing for 3 or 4 months. Now, you would think they could get right back in and be in top tip condition, right? That's not the case. So you need to train yourself and get there and stay there. I've got to train myself daily. So does Joe. So does Gregory. All of us do. And that's my advice to you. Win it before the war starts. Then when you get to war, you're like, this is it? I've already prepared for all this. So that's what you're doing. You're blindly flying into war. You're getting your ass kicked every time.
So true.
Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Joe, anything to add, buddy?
Man, no, I think you nailed that one all the way around. It's all about confidence and being prepared. And I think what happens sometimes is people view internet marketing or this local marketing like, oh, I just do this and then I get clients. But it's a business. It's a real business. Like you're talking with a business owner. If he's going to give you $2,000 or $3,000, that's a lot of money sometimes for them. You gotta look like you're gonna, like you deserve it. You gotta look like you're gonna make things happen for him. It's so, because I hear people all the time that say, hey, yeah, I want, 2,000, why doesn't he just give me $2,000 for this? Well, you have to look at it from his perspective, and, I think there's not much I can add to what you said. You nailed it all the way around.
One of the things I just want to add, Joe, is that you just hit the nail on the head with something. People think just $2,000. Guys, you must put yourself in the mind of who you're trying to sell. $2,000 is a mortgage payment. You're doubling someone's mortgage on a local client. $2,000 is literally a Ferrari California GT payment. I want you to think about that. This is not an easy decision. Now, and you got to remember that. You got to mentally sell these people, and you got to respect the fact that $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, a $4,000 mortgage, that's a crazy big house if you put something down. It just is. It's an insane car. That is literally a Lamborghini Aventador payment, a $500,000 car on a lease payment. That's what that is. So think about that. How many people just reasonably go out and go, you know what, I'm going to go out and buy a $500,000 car, and I'm going to make the payments on it. That's what a $4,000 a month local business client is, depending on how local you get. And then when you get into national, it's a whole different game. But the local market, just do enough research to know who you're speaking to. Know how much revenue that they're getting just by the area they're in, the niche and everything. It doesn't hurt to spend time and do a little bit of research. $2,000 to $4,000 could mean a lot of money to somebody, and you need to make it in a way that's less painful for them when you're describing it. And they're going to make sure and filter you out tremendously to make sure that you're worth that money, especially if they're doubling their mortgage payment. It's a lot of money to go out of any small business. Wouldn't you agree, Joe?
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, it's in business. It's all about ROI, return on investment, and value. I give you this. What do I get? That's how businesses run. And I think people have this idea where they come off of these. They see these people putting out these courses, and they're talking about how easy it is to make money. It's just businesses are going to throw money at you. And if you've never had a business before, like a successful business, that is a multi, 7-figure business or even 6-figure business. When you have run those businesses, advertising, how much it costs. And if I put out this, I have to get this. If in 3 months I'm putting this out and I'm not making this return, not that I'm making my $2,000 back. No, I need to be making $5, $6, $7,000 or $10,000 back when I invest this money. If I'm not getting it, boom, I'm cutting that, right? Like that's what you have to look at it as is are you giving them, are you giving them $2,000, $3,000, worth of value? And you have to show them that you're going to give them this value. And you have to do that in, like Cotton said, in a confident manner. so that they accept you, because you're probably not the only person they're talking to, especially if you're at a higher level. So.
Cool. I'm wrapped up with it, buddy. It's back to you.
All right.
Thank you so much, you guys.
All right. Thanks, Carolyn. All right. Thanks for coming on. And that's it. Wow, man. Well, we're over 2 hours. So, man, this is a really, really good hot seat. So I don't know if you guys want to do one more or what? You want to try one more? Or you guys want to wrap it up, or what do you guys want to do?
It's all you, man. It's all you.
All right. Let's see if we get. All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring on now. Let's see. We'll bring on one more person. Oh, okay.
Looks like a Jolene wanted to come on.
Jolene. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do you see her? Well, you want to unmute her? I have no idea how to Jolene.
do that.
Oh yeah. Jolene.
I got it, Joe.
You got it? All right.
There you go.
Hey, Jolene.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm on a different computer than I'm used to, so I didn't know if I could do this without a microphone.
You do realize when I hear your name that I think of Dolly Parton, right? Right.
I get that frequently. When I was younger, it was an issue, but it's not now.
Okay.
It's a good one. Yeah. I'm like that. Yeah. I tell you guys, thank you so much for the opportunity. I appreciate it. I probably could ask 1,000 questions, but right now, what I'm really looking for some assistance on is I have a site that I'm trying to rank for a big keyword. It's a site that you can kind of call it a directory site, but it's really meant to be more than that. It's an authority site on Pilates, and I'm struggling with what we have even on the site, that we're not even showing up anywhere within the first 10 pages of Pilates, and even other keywords related to it. It's just not showing up. So I was hoping you guys can kind of give me a direction that I can go to get it, start ranking on some of our keywords.
Are you trying to rank for the term Pilates? Just Pilates itself?
Yes, ideally.
Wow.
Ideally. But there's even so many other keywords that we can go after.
On. I got to look up the keyword difficulty on this right now. So just keep like talking on. It's 63%.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
And really, that's not even going to be where, that would be like, what's it going to get us if we have Pilates? Ideally, what we want to do is start ranking in local areas where our, we call them providers, are listed, so that if I'm looking up for Pilates in San Diego, we're going to show up there, as an example. Pilates classes in a particular city, Pilates studios, Pilates clothing. I mean, there's some that really are not as competitive. So, I mean, even if I can just start knocking on the door on some of those lower ones, and it might be that I'm just kind of all over.
I got one question for you.
With it.
I got one question, and I'm going to throw it over to them. How many links have you already put at this?
There's about 8, on my traffic search, I'm showing about 800 and almost 900 actually.
800, 900 PBNs? There's a difference.
No, not PBNs. Just different types of links.
No, okay. Well, then what type of links?
Well, I do have some videos. I do have some PBNs.
Let's just talk about PBNs.
Okay.
How many PBNs do you have pointed to the site?
I have
Roughly.
15.
You don't have to give me the exact number.
Yeah, about 15.
15. When's the last time that you linked out? With a PBN?
With a PBN, it's been a while.
Okay. Well, then I don't even know why we're talking. But because if you go back and you listen to what Greg says, see, you can almost solve every question with why someone's not ranking back down to this.
Okay.
You want to know how I built my site and why I can take over any city in SEO? All I have to do is build a page and I land on page 1. That's what you want, right?
Right.
Gregory can do the same thing.
Yep.
You never stop linking. Never.
Okay.
We take PBNs, and I'm going to give you the biggest advice. I'm not even going to explain it. I'm not even going to explain it on this webinar because it's too much information. If you've got PBNs, which is what I call 25 times 4, 25 DA, 25 PA, 25 trust flow, 25 citation flow, and you keep linking these out at a random 2 to 4 a week, you're going to start to see some movement. But if you've only got 10 PBNs on a niche that's that competitive and you're wanting to know where it is, you're going to have to dig in and do a whole lot more work because that's not even going to cut it. I think that's Gregory and Joe, wouldn't you even think that 15 PBNs is probably about 15% there, maybe 20% there for a keyword like that, unless you're going to have some sick powered PBNs?
Oh yeah, I think I mean for the term Pilates, it's like that's almost that. It's almost like trying to rank for weight loss. Like it's
Yep.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, and I promise you I'm not trying to sound like a jerk, but I get asked a similar question often in like the other group that I'm in, where people are like, oh well, how many PBNs do I need, or what do I need to rank for this keyword? And if it's something as competitive as what you're choosing, Pilates, the honest answer is if we could rank this second for Pilates, and that's not saying that we can't, but if it was that easy for us to go ahead and do and tell you how to rank it, we'd be ranking for it ourselves and be making a killing off of it. Like that's an extremely competitive keyword, and just like he said, if you haven't built a PBN link in a long time, you're just setting yourself up for failure.
Just to give you an idea, what you're looking at is there's Wikipedia, there's 2 WebMDs, and there's Groupon that's all sitting on page 1. You got to look at that. So before you look at it, I mean, that's some monstrous kind of stuff right there. So to even get on page 1, I would literally believe that you're going to have DA in the 60s to even compete on that page. Wouldn't you guys think so?
Yeah, the main one that's on there is in the 60s.
Yeah. So so it's just and you're going to have some inner page strength. You're going to have to spread these links out everywhere. So look at these sites that are up there. Wikipedia, look at how many places that ranks. WebMD, look at all the places and all the keywords that it ranks. So Groupon, look at how many terms it ranks for. So what Google's looking for is massive authority sites, and I know that's what you're trying to do, but these sites weren't built overnight. And it's a lot of difficult. It's a lot of PBN links to inner pages, to the main page, to this page, to that. It's just a lot of work. So it sounds like you got a good start to it. But man, even Gregory, who has an unlimited source of PBNs, and he told me, Cotton, I'm going to try to rank for Pilates. I know he can do it, but you know what I would tell Gregory, and Gregory knows this as well. I think you're looking at a 2-year project.
Oh yeah, at least.
Yeah, 2 years at least.
Yeah, and just like Cotton said, I have like unlimited PBNs, and yeah, I wouldn't personally.
I get domains from you, Gregory. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah.
And so can I ask one more question?
Sure.
Would I be better off shooting for these, just starting to target these lower competitive keywords, and then would that start me in that direction of, if I build the lower competitive keywords, then will it get me closer to Pilates kind of as an end result?
Let me ask you.
Maybe not focus on Pilates right now.
What's your end result monetarily?
I haven't even looked at that. I have 2 partners that work on the money side, and my job is to get this thing ranked.
What is their goal with Pilates?
They want to sell the site ultimately for millions of dollars because they think it offers that kind of value for the people who are using it. It's kind of like the Angie's List,
Great.
but more Pilates.
Okay. And I don't want, so do you have other ways that you're making money right now, or do your partners have other ways they're making money, or is this the big idea?
Yes. This is a big idea, but we have other full-time jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So it's squeezing in. It is obviously a time issue.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest with you. If you're okay with spending the next year and a half, 2 years, plugging away, spending at least, 10, 15, 20, $25,000 network to pump up a site like that without having the press, the exposure, the viral nature of the site catching on, some national advertising, just other stuff. And if you're okay with spending $25,000 waiting 2 years before you're starting to see any substantial amount of money for the keyword Pilates, or if you don't have any other affiliate means that you're going to make money off of it or sell anything off the website through lower competitive keywords, then I would find another way to make money. This is a passion project, is what I look at stuff as. Like, there's passion projects and there's a way to make money. Now, if you say, Cotton, what's your ultimate goal? Well, I don't know. I really don't have one. Just make as much money as possible. But if someone wanted to say, hey, we want to take one of your sites and give you $15 million for it, yeah, that's cool, but it's not likely to happen. So my thing is, I have to make money in the interim. So this, to me, is a passion project, and you got to find a way to make money to fund your passion project. So as I've always told people, make money and then do your passion project. But going after Pilates, to me, is a long time unless someone's actually paying you for it that's a company to do it.
And two, I want to add something into that, because it's like I hear this a lot, and I've even had people call me and say, I want to do the next directory sites, and they don't realize the difficulty of doing that. And it's like, what's your end game? Like, what's your end game and what's your plan? If you have no plan, it's not going to work. Well, it's like my partners, they're the money people. We're going to make so much money with this. How? Are you going to sell clothes? Are you going to offer it? Are you going to do lead gen for local businesses? What's the plan? Like, Pilates is almost, to me, like when I hear that, it's like someone who says, I want to rank for weight loss. Okay. All that time, money, effort you're going to put into trying to rank for that, you could be ranking for longer tail stuff and generate way more money. So, like, if it's Pilates, and you say, well, I want to build out a site, let's say, what's the fastest way I'm going to make money with this Pilates site? Well, obviously, the fastest way is if you build a page for San Diego and you rank for San Diego Pilates studio, and either you sell the leads on that, or you lease that page to a Pilates studio, right? Or whatever it is. If you want to do it as a directory and say, I want to bring in 5 Pilates studios that are going to pay me $30 a month, well, dude, you better come in hitting pretty hard with some pay-per-click advertising and be getting them some leads, because they're not going to pay you unless leads are coming in. And so you're going to have to have more traffic than just maybe ranking on page 1. I mean, that's what all these other big directories sites do. It's a big commitment. And like Cotton said, you can be, I think he's being a little, 2 years is being, that's on the very best of things. I have lead gen sites that make me a whole lot of money that I'm into 2 years, and I'm not even ranking for hard stuff like Pilates or taking over a whole area trying to get a directory. So it's like, have a plan and have doable steps. Like, okay, we're going to go to San Diego, we're going to do Los Angeles, we're going to do Chicago, and we're going to go after these terms, and this is how we're going to try to monetize it. And on the longer tail stuff, that's how I would do it.
Okay.
Imagine if I sat around and said that I was going to go after SEO 2 years ago. Where would I be at right now monetarily?
Nowhere.
Right. So, but what I did do is I took St. Louis first, then I went and took other cities. So it'd be easier for me to take SEO right now. But look at all the money I would have lost in the interim if I was just bullheaded focused on taking SEO.
Yeah. Well, and I guess the thing about it's not even so much taking page one. That would be great, but I'm not even showing up for Pilates whatsoever 10 pages in.
Of course not.
Yeah, I would.
So that doesn't.
Right.
You wouldn't
How long
expect
have you
it.
been trying? How old is this site?
It's 2012.
But it doesn't sound like there's probably been a lot of linking and really strong linking going to it. Yeah, I mean, there's such high domain authority just on the main page of that and there's no traffic coming to your page either. There can't be. So traffic's a major part of it also if you to move up. It's just you're not doing anything to engage it to move up either.
Yeah, we have a good, strong Facebook presence.
Mm-hmm.
We've got 2,500 members on Facebook.
Wonderful.
So that's driving the traffic to it right now. And
but you don't have a goal. You don't have a plan. That's like me going and building a house, and saying, man, I have 10,000 cinder blocks, and I have all cement. If you don't have a plan, right, then it'll never work, right? You have fragments, but you don't have a plan. If the plan is to get Pilates, forget it. Forget about ranking Pilates right now. It doesn't matter because it ain't gonna get you the money, right?
Okay.
But if like Cotton said, like what he ranks for SEO in all these cities. Well, guess what? Now he's built up the authority of that site, the presence of that site, and if he wanted to just go after search engine optimization, I'm sure he could rank for it or SEO. But it's like that's the same thing. Get a plan, start monetizing it, and then work to that goal, but set a realistic goal. That's all I'm saying. Like, maybe your partners are super smart, and this directory is great, but how much is it going to cost, and what's realistic? Because so many people get caught up in unrealistic, and then they never progress and they quit because it's too big. Small wins equal big wins is what I think.
Definitely. It's something like San Diego Pilates is just huge in itself. I mean, just any city Pilates. There's a tremendous amount of money in there. I mean, I made close to $2.5 million in 2014 by just, having Chicago. I mean, there's a lot of money to be made just with longer tail keywords. You don't really have to have the big one. Sometimes it's better to get to your first, few 100,000 than worry about the tens of millions. Tens of millions will come. You got to build on that. You got to stack on top of that. But hey, it's good to dream big, and I don't want to ever stop you from doing that.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm not giving up on it, but I think that I think you've really given some insight on a path I could go to help get this there. Our monetization is obviously the membership that we have on here, but I think that you've given me some great ideas. I do have PBMs that are city targeting Pilates, and maybe I just need to work on building those up in their authority and then point it to this site. And I'm missing those pieces to work to start promoting this at a higher DA, PA, etc.
Well, good luck.
Hi.
Thank you very much, guys, for your help. I appreciate. Can I ask one more thing? Because I was really concerned that it was on-site stuff. You're not even concerned about on-site at this point, from what you're talking.
Oh, of course, that's all part of it. But now you've asked us 3 questions. Can I ask you one question?
Yes.
If you're building a business that's pretty much going to be based around information, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pilates.
Yes.
Have you bothered to pick up David's MAM course that like teaches you the blueprint of even how to get there?
No, I have not.
I think you're crazy not to. I mean, literally. I mean, were you on the webinar last night?
I was on it temporarily, and then I got off to get back to work today.
Sure. I'm going to tell you, from Joe to Gregory to me to everyone, if you're going to build, and it sounds like you're building an information website, take it from me, the master. For all of you that are here right now that are trying to build an information business or an information niched out site. That's what OMG is. David's built StomperNet. He's built OMG. I've taken the blueprint that he's got off of that. I think it's crazy for you not to look into it. And that can help you tremendously in the goals and how to set it up, monetarily wise, everything. You know, David's helped my stuff out tremendously, and I've taken some of his ideas and kind of extrapolated them and then got there. So, you know, just not to just change the subject real quick, but for those of you who are on the webinar right now, give me a 2 if you've picked up David's course. Give me a 2. And give me 1 if you're thinking about it, and 3 if you're just not going to get it at all.
And 2,
yeah.
Con, I want to add to what you're saying too. Is the whole thing that I was talking about, getting a plan together. You know, that's not. Because I was in the same situation. Like the whole big idea, the whole big registry. I'm going to make $1 million with this site, and like I said on the webinar last night, was what helped change my viewpoint was, you know, I was right in the beginning with OMG, so I was able to talk to David, you know, one-on-one, and a lot of his mindset, it was getting the framework, getting the plan, knowing your goal. Like that's all the stuff that I learned from him, you know, and that's helped propel, you know, my business in a huge way.
Mm-hmm. So definitely, and I'm glad to see all of those guys out there that actually picked it up, and the guys. And I know a lot of you say next time. We got a couple of saying there this time, but guys, I'm just telling you, there might not be a next time. David might pull this thing off the shelf. I mean, I like almost think it's too much information to have out there. This is just one of those things to actually get it now. So guys, if you haven't had it and you're sitting on the bench about this, we have a post up in like OMG Way, the sales letter's up. Joe or Gregor, if you could do me a favor and just throw the sales link in there. We've like got it open for like another 2.5 hours. Guys, I'd seriously consider it. I mean, it's helped make me a tremendous amount of money. But not only that, for those of you guys, especially for those of you that are in Project Breakthrough that like got on early in the year, that remember, you're insane not to be in Director's Cut. You know what I'm going to bring next year. I mean, these assimilation webinars, especially Joe's hot seats, and then we've got Steven aboard and just all the list stuff. We're going to bring it so hard in 2016 that it's going to be crazy. You're going to get $1,000 off Director's Cut with just the most cutting edge stuff, you know, and just some of the things that we're going to be putting in Director's Cut. I'm going to be doing modules over the next couple months and throwing some stuff in there also, just to even make it more crazy than what it should be. So you're going to get $1,000 off that Onyx stuff, David stuff. Just, I would encourage you that if you hadn't had a chance to do it, do it. Find a way. But, you know, you're going to save money in the long run by getting all of these things, where you're going to end up putting that money in the Director's Cut anyway. You're going to get 50% off of it. So that's just my 2 ways about it. And guys, if you can't get it, I would encourage you to do so. But I just said my 2 cents, and I'll throw it back to you, Joe.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, it's like I said before, man. I think it's invaluable. The funny thing is, you know, I was talking to Fletch the other day, and he was telling me stuff. We watched those videos, and he was telling me things that he learned off of it, and I was like, oh yeah, no, I know that. You know, like he was talking about perceived value, you know, conversion, different things, and later on, I thought, well, yeah, I know that because when I talked to David, you know, those are all the things that I learned from him. So, I mean, there's a lot of value in there, not only for just membership sites. You know, if you want to build a membership site, info product, you know, how to position your business and planning. Because, I don't think there has ever been a more successful, you know, online marketing course than OMG. I mean, I don't know, Greg or Cotton, you guys know. I don't think there's ever been any like this.
When it's all said and done, there won't be.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's all the architecture that like David has put like forward. So, I mean, I'm excited. I got to go through another couple of videos today, and It just kind of opened my eyes up to a lot more stuff. So definitely, guys, I just don't want to sound like a broken record, but I mean, I just can't emphasize it enough to just pick this up. But just not only that, like I said, you're going to be getting $1,000 off. The next director's cut and all the live webinars coming up for like those of you that bought on later, those of you that come on the free webinar right now that have been in X or J or NHB themselves. It's kind of insanity to run your own agency and not get some of the access that we're going to be able to give you over the course of time. So, Gregory, you were getting ready to say something. I cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I actually wasn't. You were still in the middle of talking. That was my dog making noise in the background.
Oh wow. There we go. But we also have a special stowaway, Joe. If you wanted to bring him on, I don't think he'd mind.
Oh, let me. Oh yeah, look at this. All right, let me see. I don't know if he even knows what to bring him on.
There he goes. There we go.
Hey, this is the way the hot seats go, man. This is the hot seats.
What's your question, David Mills? We got you.
I hope I don't have an accent here.
No, you don't. That's how we do on the hot seat, David.
We just bring you on.
Yeah. Excellent. Let me just turn my light on better here so I can make sure.
Hey, the dark is better. If you would have been on one of the webinars we had, Joe.
Great. I can talk fine. I just want to make sure I'll put my headset in.
It's too bad the hot seat doesn't have live video because we usually just toss people right on. That would
I know.
Yeah. Like we could turn the webcam on and the voice.
Yeah, no. Ever since I heard, I don't know. You read those things about whoever the government or whoever can hook into your webcam. I have a little sticker over it, and I remove it if I want. But no,
I know.
Hackers can't get to me unless I want them, unless I remove the low tech sticker, so we can't do that. All right, so my goodness, I don't know. It was great. I hopped on just when Cotton got started. I should have been on earlier, but gosh, it's do you guys have any questions that you want to ask? I appreciated hearing about what Fletch got with the perceived value. I can't tell you, man. It's something that I've paid attention to. I've had the distinction of, and it's absolutely missing from. I'll tell people about the coding on the pill idea. It's just absolutely missing from people's understanding of information products. You see, there's two other types of businesses. There's a hard goods business. Basically, as best as I can tell, pretty much every business, maybe you can have a software business too, but you can have hard goods, you can have some kind of service business, right? So SEO consulting is a service business, like a done-for-you service. So is plumbing, being a dentist, whatever. Then any kind of hard goods where you're sending or they're buying something that they can hold in their hand, a car or a toy or whatever. Pretty much anything on Amazon, unless you want to argue about a book, of course, can be an information product. But with most any product, like if you buy a car, then basically you get that car. It's going to work about the same for you regardless of how you perceive it. If you have a done-for-you service, then regardless if you think that Cotton's going to screw your website all up or not rank you, or whether you think he will, then he'll rank it wherever he ranks it, right? And that'll be done regardless of what you think is going to happen. It's just going to happen however Cotton does it or whoever else does it. But with information, and so with those other businesses, then there's kind of two ideas. There's the packaging, and this like kind of the sales claim and the packaging, and then there's the product itself. And those are the two things that people pretty much figure exist. You either improve the packaging and marketing, or you improve the product. But if you think about, and I can use a metaphor to vitamins. With vitamins, and this is only for a metaphor. I'm not trying to teach about vitamins, but if you think about them, then with vitamins, there's the packaging on the product, and then like just literally the product itself. Then there's the list of vitamins that are in there. But actually, what causes vitamins to be effective is something different. And also, you can't really patent vitamins very well, or at all. I don't believe. But there's a delivery mechanism that you often can patent. I believe. I'm not like a patent lawyer, but I'm just using this by metaphor anyway. But the what you mix the vitamins with, like the chelation for minerals, the whatever biocomplex you might put them with for other vitamins, um, and then there's like a coating that can help it stay fresh, not degrade, and be absorbed, right? So there's this coating on the pill that's neither the packaging nor is it the vitamins. And when it comes to, and that doesn't really exist for most hard goods. Generally, if you buy some kind of real, e-commerce product, there's packaging, then you open it, and there's the product, and there's nothing in between. And then if there's a service, then there's the sales of it, whatever the sales pitch is, and then there's the service itself. There's not really that coding. But when it comes to information, that's like where so much of the battle is, and people don't even know it exists. So they're totally blind to it. Where and another way to say this is with a hypnotist. Let's suppose you don't want to smoke. Let's say you're a smoker and you don't want to smoke. Then what's the information that you want to get in your brain? Well, it can be summarized in 2 words: don't smoke, right? So you already have the information. It's like the vitamins. You already have it fully. And you don't need any packaging or sales pitch. What you need is the hypnotist to try to get it into your brain, right? Just like vitamins have to get into your bloodstream and get distributed through your body where they're needed by the coding. And so the information itself is just don't smoke. But the coding is what you're paying the hypnotist for. If they're very, very good, then they can get it throughout your mind in such a way that you don't feel the urge to smoke. And that's that's the invisible but huge part of an info business, is if you can get that delivery mechanism right, and you can, that's what I've made sure to do. And this isn't about credit, I'm just talking about what I'm aware of in the design part that I add to OMG. But I have paid great attention to the coding on the pill, so to speak, which is separate from the sales mechanism, although you can have it within the sales process. In addition to making the sale, you can actually work on this coding. You can work on having people become successful and just have a good relationship starting out, just even starting in the sales process, you can work this in, and then you work it in throughout the delivery and as a context everywhere. And it's that sort of thing that's almost completely invisible to people. And it was a lesson similar to that Fletch let Joe know that he was talking last night. He was pissed off at me for not explaining this to him 6 months ago. And it also has to do with this idea of perceived value and actual value. And people have no real sense of perceived value, except they have a sense of the sales presentation of their info product. And they have a sense of, oh, well, it has to be good. I'm going to over-deliver. I'm going to do this, that, and the other thing. But then it's about the information. But they don't really think of the delivery mechanism. And by putting a lot of attention to that, the other parts are important. It's important to have the right information. It's important to have a good packaging and sales pitch. But by putting a lot of focus where almost nobody puts it, or I don't want to get my double negatives all screwed up, but where pretty much nobody puts much focus at all, they just don't realize it. It's just off their screen. It's invisible to them. And I know to focus on it, and I also know to develop mastery over it. And I've developed mastery over the last 2 decades of that part of things. And people don't even know it exists, and here I've become a master of it. And it's that sort of thing that you're just not going to have if you don't have what I'm sharing with you. And I'm just, putting it on top of Onyx product and on top of this $1,000 discount, because I want you to have it. It's unfortunate the way it all is in one sense, where we're kind of a little bit rushed. I'm putting it there to help with the promo for Onyx. But I wanted to make sure that if you got something through a promotion of ours, and in this case, in every case, but in this case particularly, I wanted to just step in and make absolutely sure you're getting something amazing. So that's the kind of thing that I share with you, and it's like that nonstop for over, I believe it'll end up being more than 20 hours, all told, with everything. So there's just these things that people have no idea of, and it can mean so much. You just can't even imagine how much profit, and then how much you want. Nearly every info business, or at least once they get into coaching, and you have to get into some kind of coaching in order to make good money, right? So you get people then, they want to scale up and make money, and then the first thing they do is they screw up and they burn themselves out real quick. And I've seen that happen. You wouldn't believe how common that is. It's somewhere between 90 and 99.9% common, depending on how you measure it. But everyone just immediately burns themselves out with what they offer for coaching. even if they keep going, they're burnt out in the sense of there's something really missing, where they're just kind of doing the minimum, where it's legitimate. I don't mean that's a scam and that people aren't legitimate, but there's a way that people just get themselves just burnt out in a certain way. They try to do coaching, but they're burnt out. And that's another thing that probably the guys on this webinar can testify, that they don't get burnt out working within the framework that I've created. But it's nearly every time, and I've watched it in business that I've participated in, but I couldn't control the whole process. And I've watched out of my hands. I've watched people just get themselves in a situation where they're burnt out over and over, and info business after info business went down the drain soon after they started making money because of that. So there's just thing after thing like that, where I hope you'll let me help you. There we go. That's that.
Absolutely. Very, very, very valuable stuff, and I definitely agree. Some of the stuff that I've learned from you has been invaluable to me to be able to scale and not make as many mistakes as I normally would have without it. It's like been invaluable, and I just think it's tremendous for everyone else to do also. Joe, if you could do me a favor, and you're already on there right now, but we've added, if you could refresh that, Joe. There's actually more bonuses that have been added on there. We've just in the last few hours, Stephen Floyd has added a bonus on top of this also. It's as $1,000 off of Director's Cut, David's course, Onyx, Publish Academy. We also have Stephen Floyd that is also added on a bonus as long as Wyatt Wachowski and Devin have also, who's did a lot of successful launches also, to show you how you can get your information products launched off the ground, and invaluable stuff. So there we're looking at it right there. We got bonus stacking, snowballing with them. Wyatt and Devin have made millions of dollars launching products, and some of the youngest prodigies out there right now, the freshest minds on information products and how to get launches out. They're going to give you their formula also. They're going to throw it in there. That's going to be a bonus. Stephen Floyd's also, if you could scroll down a little bit, Joe, is also put a video on this page. If you haven't went to this video and checked it out, Stephen Floyd put together about a 5-minute video for you, and he is also throwing on a bonus, going over how you can get your products on JVZoo. So with all of these together, along with David's course, everything else on there, we're providing. This is literally $100,000 worth of stuff right here that you're getting for a very small amount of money. And I know this. The information that David's provided me is invaluable. I mean, I can't put a price tag on it. I just know what it's put in my bank account, which is astronomical. So I know that it can do the same thing to you. If you've got an opportunity, guys, this is going to close out in about an hour and 10 minutes, if I'm not mistaken, or what does the timer say up at the top?
I think it's Pacific, midnight, so it might be 3+ hours, 3 hours and 10 minutes-ish.
Great. So you've got 4 hours to find a way.
Okay, good.
Yeah, 4 hours to find a way to get in on this before it all closes down. And there's no guarantee that
and that time limit is just from Onyx. It's not us doing that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Blame Onyx. but we've been talking about this for a couple of weeks. We try to give people as much notice as we reasonably could.
We got
and Onyx
one
really
guy that's already. David, you got one guy that just listened to you that just picked it up. So you coming on here made a difference. We got.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I started out I wanted to do this to give something extra to people that were gonna get Onyx course, but then once I started putting 100 hours into it now, I really, it is at the point where I can emphatically tell people to get it. It's really turned into something. It snowballs, right, in and of itself, of its own accord.
Right.
So yeah, it's gotten a lot bigger than I planned, but it's worth it for sure.
Sure. So guys, you got about 4 hours to jump in. We have one more question on here. Is it $7.97 a month or $7.97 one time? And to be honest with you, I haven't clicked on it.
It's three. The platinum is 3 payments. You can also do like a kind of a one payment or finished off. But yeah, it's 3 payments. So it's neither infinite nor once. 3 times. It's approximately $2,000.
Right. There you go. So it's 3 payments.
If it was me, of course, I would have a much longer payment plan as we usually do things here to make it easier. But that's why we're doing the $1,000 off. So I'm kind of compensating for the lack of the payment plan by throwing in that extra $1,000 OMG bucks, pretty much cash for most anyone, because you guys are gonna be using that, at some point. You can use it even if it's next year. You're not doing the director's cut in 2016. You want to use it in 2017. We'll give it to you then. So you'll get a chance to use that $1,000 one way or the other.
Guys, that's the first time that we've ever even explained that, and David just did it wonderfully right there. You're going to get $1,000 credit, whether you're going to need it in 2016 or 2017. Joe and I don't plan on going anywhere. Weekly webinars from Joe and I. You're going to be getting Greg. You're going to be getting Fletch. Liz is going to be doing webinars next year. Stephen Floyd's going to be like a pinball popping around everywhere till like David gets a clear map of what we're going to do with him. So guys, it's just going to be exciting everywhere. So the $1,000 off that. You're getting Devin and Wyatt's. You're getting Stephen Floyd's bonus. David's unbelievable course. The massive advantage for mere mortals towards millions. And you're going to get the Publishers Academy. So you're going to have every arsenal at your fingertips to be able to have everything you need to know to get started in the information business.
Hey, maybe I should quickly, I don't know that I've ever talked about the mere mortals part. It's just been a few words that everyone's had to say every time that they mention it. But let me just, since I've never said anything about that, I might as well explain it briefly. What went on with internet marketing, I had the kind of luck or whatever the heck timing to get in pretty much when at least the commercial part of the internet was starting out about 10 years ago. People can argue about when that was, but regardless, the people that became gurus, I talked about this a little bit on the recording I did for today for that product, but the people that became gurus were people that had a direct sales background, generally speaking. Dan Kennedy was a big one starting out and so forth, and what they taught on the internet was how to make yourself a guru also. But these were the people that were succeeding were generally people that really had this great sales ability, right? Like Bob Proctor talks about when he was young, he went and he went door to door selling, and I forget what the company was, but he did incredibly well. He was like one of the top people. I believe I have that story right, but it was something like that. With me, I did a door to door thing with a company called Southwestern between my second and third year of college. Just when I started to think I might want to become an entrepreneur. And I didn't do well at all, basically. When people were home, I did all right, but I wasn't like one of their success stories at all. It just didn't really work out that well for me. So I'm not one of these people where I have this natural sales presence or anything like that. So in that way, I'm not somebody that I go to like an event, like an internet marketing type event, and I just kind of naturally get everyone to want to promote for me or that sort of thing, right? That's more like what Mike does. But so anyway, regardless, the people that you're generally seeing successful with information products right now are people that are just really good with the sales pitch, and I'm not really. Often that's what they're teaching as well, so that's fine. So they're good at it. They're teaching it. It's all fine. And there's nothing like sleazy or wrong about it whatsoever. It's just that if you don't have that talent, then you're probably going to want to learn what I have to share with you, because I'm going to show you the framework that I use and the model that I use to succeed outside of having that powerful charisma. So that's kind of what I mean by mere mortals, where you're taking a different. I'm coming from more of actually an accelerated learning background, where my background instead of direct sales was how do people actually learn, which weirdly enough, if you understand learning, you actually understand success in a different way, because when someone learns, their mind is altered, right? They've learned to do something differently. And so when you're teaching an information product, you're not just trying to get them to memorize it. What I came to understand was how learning really takes place, not just memorization learning, but a real change in mind that is long lasting. And when you come at it like that, and really getting that all the way through to people, that was a unique angle instead of the direct sales background. That I can show you how I do, and then it gives you this snowballing advantage where instead of this massive charisma that gets so many new people in the door all the time, with even if you're moderately normal in that way, then you could snowball for a different reason, because you're really getting through to people and so forth. And then I've had to learn about conversion and sales kind of from scratch, kind of with the meta strategy, so I know exactly what I do there as well. And it's not like a natural thing to me, but that's good because I know how I figured out how to do it. So there's my mere mortal's explanation.
Thank you. That's great information.
Mm-hmm.
We have one guy that we have some pretty good questions here that we can get from the master who designs all this for us. He says, I'm in Project J, then I upgraded to Director's Cut. The $1,000 will go to 2017 live webinar. I'm just looking for clarity. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Okay. So right now you're in Director's Cut. When you joined Director's Cut, that was for 2015. You, on the sales letter for Director's Cut, you were promised January, February, March, and April of live webinars. Joe and Cotton and the Network Empire guys graciously agreed to go all the way through even September. Then we made it open October to kind of finish things out. The live webinar part, everything that you purchased and got with Director's Cut, you keep. And there'll be upgrades from time to time, very potentially in there, just like there always have been. But the live webinars are ending many months after it was promised, but they're ending. And so for 2016, when I up until now, I hadn't had a good way. I didn't really think of this. I kind of thought of our coaching early on as something like a 4-month or then 6-month type of live coaching program, and then people would have their membership very permanently. There'd be some upgrades in there and so forth. I didn't build in any way for people to get new live webinars. And then especially with what Cotton and Joe have created with the excitement, the new training and so forth that they bring, it became even more urgent that we figure out some way to give it to people year by year. So that what we're going to do is, as opposed to having no way to do it whatsoever, in December you'll be able to get the next year's block, like for 2016. You'll get access to a members area I'll create that'll have all the live webinars from Liz Herrera, Joe, Cotton, Fletch, Greg, Stephen Floyd, anybody else that does live webinars. Once in a while there'll be live webinars that anyone will have access to, but you know, as just like this year and normal, then most of them will be part of that. The other people that join the new coaching, which will be $8,000 at that time, that'll also be a year-long program going forward. So OMG will kind of go year by year. People that have already paid once for the main coaching, like anyone right now, from Project X, from NHB, Project X, Project J, Project B is a special case. I'll explain that for clarity in a moment. But they'll all be able to year by year pay about $2,000, same pricing plan as Director's Cut, which will be $199 times 11, or $1979 or something like that, $1999 maybe. I can't remember which is, but that'll be that, and that'll get the whole year of 2016, which no one would have unless they purchased that. If we didn't have this offer, no one would have it anyway. But with this offer, then people are going to be able to get it without having to pay another like $8,000 or something for the whole new coaching for next year. Let me just quickly address Project Breakthrough people. Project Breakthrough people, just for this year only, we need like a special fix for that. Right, you're going to get live webinars through half of 2016. Around June, we'll let you finish up the year if you want for half price, because it'll be half the year, just logically. So it'll be about $1,000. Project B members can use this discount starting with 2017, which you'll surely want at that time. So that'll be $2,000 for 2017 for the live webinars, and it'll just go year by year. It'll be a lot simpler and easier to understand going forward. Hopefully that didn't muddle the waters more. Hopefully it explained.
No, very great explanation. So
thank you.
Very, 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 very clear to everyone. I'm like certain. But David, we greatly appreciate you taking the time. I know how busy you are, especially with you and Mike burning the midnight oil right now with this closing out, trying to find every possible way to get this in people's hands because we know how valuable it can be to them. We greatly thank you. Yes, Gregory.
Sorry, I just want to add something really quickly since we have David on. I was just speaking to Mike right now on Facebook, and I noticed other people are throwing in bonuses. So only a few people know, Cotton, you're one of them. I've spent around $3,000 getting a plugin developed.
Oh,
hides.
snowballing alert! Is this a snowballing alert that we need?
Yeah,
For...
there you go. Yeah, I spent about $3,000 getting a plugin developed. It hides spiders, blocks IPs, and everything else. And I was gonna release it in a bit, but anyone that actually buys David's course, I'm gonna throw it in as a bonus. So I just confirmed it with Mike.
All right.
Put it as a
Well,
bonus.
we're unstoppable at this point. This is what snowballing looks like, you know. And I've spent the last years. I act the way that I teach in the course. I actually cover business relationships. And when I go to do something, and then look how people treat me, and of course I greatly appreciate it. I'm just in a little bit teaching mode these days. I'm nonstop. Mainly when Cotton says burn the midnight oil, most of what I'm doing is working on this course, getting really immersed in what I do, so I can transfer it. But people can see how the snowballing is working now. I appreciate it so much, guys. You wouldn't believe. Thank you so much, Gregory.
Yeah, of course. And Mike actually convinced me that everyone that buys David's product, they'll actually get it. Of course, as soon as they've purchased David's product, but also I won't be releasing the plugin until 2016. So everyone that gets David's product has it way before everyone else.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
It's great
Thank
stuff.
you so much.
It's great stuff. So it's always good to see.
What's that plugin, Gregory? I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm sorry, Cotton.
No.
Say that one more time. What your plugin is, Gregory?
Yeah, sure. So it's a plugin. It blocks Majestic, Moz, Ahrefs, and all of them, and you can block IPs of people that are trying to hack into your website and stuff like that. But it was eventually going to be released as free, but I want to give it to everyone that purchased your course first before anyone else. So no one else will even be able to see it until 2016.
Okay, excellent. That's wonderful.
Yeah, it's basically a link hider. So it's going to be Gregory's version of how to hide your links from the link aggregators that can lead competitors to find your links and to find a way to get your links. So this is going to be a pretty valuable plugin for anyone to have, especially Spider Spankers is the normal plugin that everyone uses, but that could leave a footprint at this point because so many people have it. This is going to be one of those plugins. It's going to be fresh, off the eyes of Google, and definitely one that I'll be using myself. So definitely.
Yeah, and I actually had it programmed that it generates random file names, so it can't even be found actually.
Wow, yeah. That's amazing. So that is definitely going to be a part of all the PBN safety that we're going to be teaching in 2016. Obviously, when that comes out in 2016, so everyone's going to get a sneak peek of that, and even get it for absolutely free. Thank you, Gregory, for doing that. And just as David says, this is what OMG being a family is all about. Everyone jumps in together, even when someone's down, and even when someone's up. David's not down right now. We're all still piling in to try to help him, and this is what we continue to do. And just help people, support people. It's a community that we've been built. There's no other community like it. I'm just so proud to be a part of it. So guys, remember, we're down to the last 4 hours of this right now. I've went ahead and posted in the main Facebook page, so you can just click on that, go straight to it, and read the sales letter. I guarantee you that you'll understand it. David's written one of the best sales letters ever. He's topped himself on this one. Take your time and read it, guys. I would find a way to even take a snapshot of it in case it comes down. If you want an example of how to write a flawless sales letter, that's what you need to do, is take a look at it. Even if you're not going to buy it, go there and read it just for educational purpose and structure, how to write the perfect sales letter. I'm telling you. So
especially when you just have one day to write it.
even better. It just goes to show.
I remember the old days when getting started, it would take like weeks to put one together. But.
Definitely. So when you guys need something to kind of judge off of what a sales letter should look like, let that be the template for what you use. So if you haven't been there, please go there and read it. I guarantee if you read it, you might be inspired to even pick up the course. So guys, we've already hit you over the head with this yesterday. I know it's unexpected that we've taken the last 30, 45 minutes hitting you over the head with it now. It's definitely worth your time, as I've said before. Please, if you're even on the fence about it, don't let this slip through your hands. For how it's changed my life, Greg's life, and how it's changed everyone. Any advice that David's given or anything that he's put out is altered businesses. So I've said my piece. I'm going to hand it over to the man that's running this webinar, which is Joe, and hand it back to you, buddy. Thank you for even allowing David and I on, buddy.
Oh, man. Are you kidding, dude? It's my privilege to have Cotton. Having you on is incredible. And David, man, that's it's a privilege having you on. I'd love to have you on
Would
my
you
hot
say
seat
that
more
it's
often.
more of a privilege for me or more of a privilege having Cod? If you had to choose, completely. I kind of like making credit and comparison jokes and I like making fun of the idea of competition. It's kind of fun.
Dude,
I
I
guess
think
I'm just chopped liver here.
oh, I think
Oh, right.
Gregory's number one.
No,
Dude,
no.
I think
How do we beat
David
Gregory?
and
How do we beat
David
him?
Mills and Cotton are like the Wonder Twins, so they count the same. No, no. Listen, I love that. I'm gonna try to grab David so he can come on some hot seats again, man. I kind of like it.
Sure, sure. I'm all I've been teaching for so much with all these with this course I'm putting together. I'm all in the mode of it. So it got me revved up.
No,
Good
it's
deal.
fantastic. Yeah, I mean, I think, like Cotton said, I mean, man, David, and like I said last night, he's changed my life in so many ways. The way I look at business, the way I look at just putting things together, and a lot of stuff that I do on hot seats and talk to people about. Uh, a lot of the tactics I have come from knowing David, and his strategies with OMG. So it's like no one I've ever met. So I think it's
Well,
extremely
thank you. That's
generous
so
you
nice.
putting that course together. So it's fantastic. So yeah, I guess what we just wrap it up unless Cotton or you guys have any last words.
No, I don't have any last words, man. You've like
Oh,
done a fantastic job, so
Yep. Yeah, I'm
all
good.
yours.
But thank you.
all right, guys. Well, hey man, that ends this man probably one of the best hot seats we've had yet. So we'll see you next time.